caught out by the Pango.
They're worried about like Fnatic getting a second win condition. So the DP to secure the mid lane, and then suddenly you're dealing with this close to unkillable Death Prophet, and you have the Alchemist to worry about. So now it's it's Geek Fam's turn to decide.
10 seconds left. They have to decide if Cuckoo wants to play co-op or Cuckoo play something else.
They might need a super hardcore for this last pick.
Let's see. Oh, Phoenix.
So it is a
could it be Core Phoenix?
Could be a tree shaker.
Could be Core Phoenix.
Oh yeah, it could be a Core Phoenix as well.
I think Shaker and Ogre is for sure the supports.
I'm not sure. I feel like Phoenix should be assigned support because there have been there's a lot of back and forth when it comes to Phoenix because the hero functions more or less the same with and without farm, right? Whereas if you give the early Blink Dagger to a Shaker, then he could be much more proactive throughout the game. The Ogre Magi kind of fits in the same box as the Phoenix, right? The heroes just sort of do fine with no farm.
Yeah. That being said, I think there's more incentive for Shaker to go for a core because you probably don't want to just have a Blink Dagger. It's so hard to play against the Venomancer. You probably want to have some net worth to get to Aghanims, so that you have more mobility to play with, jumping around and neglecting the Plague Wards coming from Venomancer. And Puck's going to be the last pick of Fnatic, so more wave clear, more control, more mobility as well as Fnatic side. And
of course the silence too. Can't forget that waning rift from the Puck.
Yeah, this is just I think Fnatic, they not too much difference from previous game. They still got the cores that they want to protect this out. This time it's the Chen, Veno, Pango with this Puck. Last game Geek Fan can run circles around Fnatic. This game is not going to be that easy.
I want to hear predictions.
I'll go back with the Alchemist.
I'll go back with Geek. I still think that Geek has a chance, and I want to see them. I honestly don't mind if they lose the series, but I want to see Geek Fam step it up once more. Game 1 was amazing.
Husky is a fam.
He's a fam. He's part of the Geek Fam. All right, gentlemen, thank you so much for joining me on the panel. We're going to throw it over to our casters right now. Lyrical and Winter, take it away for Game 2.
Thank you so much, Danny. Yes, we are here, game number 2, ready to rock and roll, ready for some fun shenanigans, Winter. Always something that we love to see in these beautiful games of Dota 2. There was some contention about who is going to be playing what in this one on the Geek Fam side, and it does look like it's going to be a Cuckoo Shaker. Thoughts? What do you think about this very wide open draft that Geek Fam put together as an answer for the ALK?
Probably going to be the same game like the previous game because the pick order is the same. Geek Fam, they were on the first pick, and Fnatic had second pick, and they once again picked it out on number 8, and the draft is going to be around it. And Geek Fam has a similar lineup. They have a Mirana carry, which is similar with the Ursa carry, which you are trying to outpace the Elk. But they have team fight this time, Earthshaker and Phoenix.
All right, see if they can make it happen. Need to go with the team fight. Let's get ready to hop into this game number 2. Fnatic facing off against Geek Fam. Can they possibly make it happen? Let's find out. Here we are back into the game, as it is going to be a quick little movement out there from Mr. Moon. Wants to place down his ward, and he'll get there before Carl does. That's the benefit of using your illusory orb early. Oh, it's so nice. That and like rolling out as an Earth Spirit, you love to see it.
Who is the fastest to get to mid lane? Which hero?
Nature's Prophet.
Cheating. That's cheating.
Yeah, I know. It's good though. You love to see it. So early goings, we have seen so many games where Ice is just a butthead on this Venomancer. We saw how much damage he did on the Treant last game. Are we gonna see sort of a similar thing? Just Veno being really annoying to everybody from Geek Fam?
Same role. Designated tower defender.
Really
defend your towers for your Elk. That is the plan. He is the same hero, same kind of hero.
Well, it looks like they're going to move on in quickly and bringing 4 heroes top, trying to secure some bounty runes. Take it away, Arrow going to be there. Geek fam, are they going to get? They get 3 out of 4. That's not bad at all.
Yeah. Sad elk. 1 sad elk.
More of that in the last game. Oh, Raven gets brought down fairly low there by DJ. Raven thought about throwing an arrow afterwards, but decides not to. So there is a little bit of a swap up here, it looks like, as they're running 3 heroes top. We'll see if Zephyr sticks around, or if he does eventually, yeah, he immediately goes back bottom. Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, kind of sucks for the Shaker that he has to skill future to secure the rune. Because you, as a core Shaker, you want to have Enchant and the Aftershock. It's better for the laning.
We've seen time and again that Cuckoo's willing to do those little bit sort of unorthodox builds, or willing to take stuff that just secures him in the lane regardless of whatever else is going on.
Yeah, it's against the elk. I think he had to, secure the bounty rune. I don't think that's much of a option for him. He had to just make sure the elk doesn't get the rune. So we're having this level 1 fissure, and it's going to allow him to last hit some creep, but I don't think he's going to be able to pressure the elk too much. He has more points in Aftershock and Enchant. So the Chen is just going to bully the Phoenix, because Phoenix is weaker than Chen in the lane at level 1.
So hard to deal with, the constant harass that comes out. But you can see Cuckoo here getting a couple of denies along the way. Really helpful to shut down any of the experience that the Alchemist can get early on. And Zephyr using the Fire Spirits also. He's brought down somewhat low. We'll have to keep our eyes on that.
Yeah, I mean, this lane doesn't really have much kill potential unless Chen somehow gets I don't know, like maybe some useful harpy, but the camp is blocked. Oh, he actually doesn't find the sentry.
What?
Wow. Okay, so this change actually means that you need 2.
Oh, wait a minute. They are going to lose a couple of heroes here. The Ogre goes down and the Veno does as well. But you can deny your own wards now, right? Like, couldn't he have just placed that in the middle and then denied it after he got the ward?
Oh, yeah. Actually, so smart. Thanks for the idea. I didn't think of that. So you place it in the middle, so you get you reward everything regardless, and then you deny your own ward.
Yeah.
So smart. Gabe is so smart.
Thank you. I'll take the fee from your next winnings. Don't worry.
All right, sure. I'll give you 15 of my 30 MMR.
Sounds good. I like it. Oh man. Well, we should also keep our eyes on mid. This is often thought of as like a terrible matchup for the Queen of Pain, just a hard counter in the puck. But Carl here going for the multiple points and Scream build instead to make sure he gets some of that harass out.
So he's I mean, this matchup is actually it should be puck favored, I remember. Because the Corp, you can always dodge the spells from the Corp, but the Corp has got, like you said, he has gone for just more Blink, or he even skilled Blink level 2. Just 2 points in Blink and 2 points in Scream.
Whoa. Do you like that build? Is that, I mean, it's definitely something a little bit unorthodox, but feels like it's working pretty well for him as well. Ooh, good dodge there from Moon though.
Can't comment. I am no mid player, like you said. I am your support player, your resident support player.
That's fine. Up top, there's also a battle of brewing. Carl goes down, and Raven might end up needing to be denied. Ice died also though.
And Puck gets his bottle, and 4-minute rune is coming up. If he gets the refill, that would be so huge. Please support, stop it from happening.
Dude, nobody's moving mid. They're like, you're left alone here, buddy.
Kenny's
They're even gonna come and refill the bottle.
Kenny is going to go. Oh, Ice TP mid. Ice.
That's unbelievable. So that way he can make sure that he gets it. And Moon gets the rune bottom. The full refill. Unbelievable.
Now you know how much Fnatic loves their mid player.
Yeah. Moon, the man.
No, Ice the man.
Ice the man. That's fair. Well, I'm just saying that it's they're giving a lot of respect there. Oh, Cuckoo, right clicked. Oh, he's got the little hellbear coming after him. Not going to be able to get the last punch they need. Although he walks back in. God, Cuckoo's playing this so fast and loose. And DJ shows up for the kill.
Yeah.
Cuckoo.
Recall. Chen recall. Anytime, anywhere, and bounty runes are spawning.
That was sick. That was really well done by Fnatic. I guess that's something where you just sort of, you get caught once thinking you can overplay your hand, and then you get punished heavily. DJ gonna move over, almost finds the kill there onto Phoenix, and instead it's gonna be Carl that tries to turn this back around. The punches, the death. They managed to get a return.
How many runes did they get? Queen of Pain has 1 rune. Cuckoo has another. Wait, they got 3 runes again?
It's looking that way.
No, I mean, at least that's great for Geek Fam.
Yeah.
The bottle refill continues. DJ TP's mid refills the bottle and coil.
Using it now. Sonic Wave, pushback. Moon's still taking the damage. Had the silence.
Where's my bottle refill? Bottle!
Oh, did he not get it? Oh, it didn't refill, Zephyr!
He
Get it.
got the rune now. Rune. 6-minute rune. Pray for it to be
God.
bottom. Pray.
It's really important.
Gaben.
DJ.
Give me rune bottom, please, Gaben. Gaben.
Oh, it happened. He gets the DD. That's a savior right there. That is much needed. Holy moly, as they say.
And that's a lifesaver. Otherwise, his lane is gone. Completely gone if he doesn't get the bottle refill. He has to go back to base.
3 Savage down bottom trying to contest Cuckoo and his farm, but there's a big wave coming in for the Earthshaker. Much wanted for him. And meanwhile, on the other side, Whitemon getting brought down low, but will be able to TP out. Ice just heads back to the jungle.
He's fine. It's an ogre. He can tank everything.
It's true.
In the first 10 minutes.
He's gone.
Then your game ends after 10 minutes.
Unless you can get to a Midas. That's the real dream.
That's like a fake and empty dream. Position 5 ogre with Midas.
I mean, right now he doesn't have any points in Bloodlust yet, right? So he's moving around.
What? No point in Bloodlust? He's gonna have 1 point.
Okay. He's saving him. So 7 minutes in, Alk off to a pretty decent start. Looking nice for himself. He's level 6 as well, so it's pretty hard to make any type of a kill happening against the Alk, it looks like. He's just going to retreat back and farm up a very juicy stack. Oh, that's nice. Broom handle picked up as well. Oh, this is what you want to see. Still going to be looking for the shovel.
Game they had Tiny and they just prefer as their support duo, so they were able to infiltrate the Elk farming jungle. But this game they don't have the supports to do that. That's why the Elk is having a lot less pressure compared to the last game.
And look at the item that he gets. He gets the trusty shovel right here at the 7-minute mark.
That's the kind of like that and what's the other item? It's probably the best few items for the early game for Elk. And I can't remember the item.
Iron Talon?
Yeah, Iron Talon, yeah. I can't remember the name.
Ice TP's out. Arrow gonna connect to break the TP. And that was a nice little jump forward from Raven to get the kill. Raven gonna have to TP back home though with the Gale and the double poison touch on him, so he gets out of there.
Yeah, he has to kick him out of the lane, but at the expense of a lot of mana. So now he's not going to be able to rotate to pressure the Elk. Elk is farming, although he's way fatter this time compared to the last game. Way fatter.
Yeah, and he's just going to keep on digging, gets a little creep for himself.
I mean, this hero feels like he's going to be a problem for the first pick team. You either have to ban it or you have to come up with some good idea to deal with it.
Yeah. One getting Chen with it too. Like they thought it was bad enough with the Treant. Cuckoo going in for the Echo. You knew it was coming. Can they kill off Moon? They will. And now trying to find a little bit more. DJ head off to the side. As soon as you saw Cuckoo turning back around, you knew that Echo was coming.
Yeah, that was a recall on the Puck. So it's on cooldown. But Puck still has TP and coil to defend his tower. Benno has no TP, 10 seconds cooldown. But it's pretty important that they hold this tower right now. If Geek Fam can open up the map by killing this tower, look at what DJ is doing. He pulled the whole wave away. So there's no creeps, no push, and Puck TP's top instead. I don't need to be bot. The tower is not in danger.
Interesting. And instead they're going to try and take this one. Zephyr's not quite level 6 yet, so Moon has a pretty good opening. Oh, but a ward dropped back behind the tower, spots the puck. And now they're going to have to play it real safe. Phoenix hiding way back in the back.
It's rune time. Look at Geek Fam, they're trying to steal one rune. Oh, cool Carl is coming in from behind. Cuckoo and Carl.
They did it.
Gonna get 3 runes.
That's another round of 3 runes for Geek Fam. What the heck?
But Elk is still fatter this game compared to where he was the last game.
I know, he's almost like more than halfway to a Radiance.
Imagine if they traded evenly, both the runes, he probably has his relic now.
Yeah, it would be insanity. And I mean, he's still going to have those bounty. I don't think he's dug up any of them yet. Jump forward here onto the Chen. They'll find jabs and just pummel him down to death, most likely. As well, they're trying to hide around the other side. Carl didn't get him.
He doesn't want to use his ulti.
Oh, there it is though. He jumps forward and finds him now. Moon, in the meantime, is going to head out of there. Ice going to take them on a merry little journey. Is he going to get the kill? Oh my god, he wanted it so badly, but it's not quite going to be there.
Space.
So that
Space.
take it.
Elk is farming. That's all that matters to them. But I feel like they lost quite a one hero too many.
Yeah.
If they only lost 2 heroes, I think it was reasonable. 3 heroes a bit expensive.
True enough. Again, doing a good job with these melee creeps that have been taken over to just come in and pull them off of the tower. As you can see, Carl there messing around a little bit with 23 Savage. But my man is close to his Radiance. It is real early on. Top lane, they're able to find themselves a Phoenix. Does not have egg, and so he will be brought down. Everywhere they go.
He's the scrambler here. Got eaten.
Oh yeah.
So
Fnatic are looking so good.
yeah, like you said, it's all about like the Radiance. And even when he gets the Radiance, I think that he still needs to farm. If he wants to fight right away, then he has to go for a BKB after the Radiance.
Oh, Carl, you're playing things real dangerously. He wants to jump on 23 Savage, goes for a Sonic Wave, and just solo kills him. 23 Savage just vastly literally Quap just right clicked him and then eventually ultied. Oh my god. That was bizarre.
Overestimating your hero, man. Having too good of a game. Top lane. Moonlight Shadow, do they have detection?
Oh, Cuckoo, he misses the echo. Not gonna find it. Does manage somehow to find Moon over there on top. And the Sunray coming in from Mr. Zephyr gets the finish. DJ hiding off in the trees will be able to get the TP out of there.
Yeah, big plays here by Geek Fam. Getting those kills, especially the one on Elk, is a very, very crucial one. And this game is a totally different perspective of how they are handling the Elk. Despite the Elk given like a free game, yeah, it wasn't really contested, but Geek Fam has been doing a good job controlling the bounty runes, killing the other heroes, and making sure that Elk is the only one having farm, and everyone else is poor as dirt.
Well, and I guess it also speaks to this issue of like not having the treant to protect the towers. They take down this bottom tier 1 pretty early on here at 13 minutes.
Fano isn't as good of a replacement.
No, still annoying. But
it's the tower healing that's I think the part that no one else can replicate. Until you have 25 level on Lich.
Exactly. And then it's beautiful. Dude, Carl going in, just bullying DJ completely out of the lane.
Yeah, he's just a very fun player to watch. Everything that he's been doing in the game is either like amazing or it flops completely. Like he's that kind of player, there's no such thing as a middle ground for him.
He's like Cuckoo. They've got 2 of them on this team.
And
that's their style.
They have Raven to back them up. Raven is the reliable father, I would say, the responsible father figure. He's there to carry, like, relax guys, get back, wait for my rapier, wait for my BKB. He's that guy on the team,
He's got a savings account, He's just trying to pay his mortgage. He's just trying to make things work for himself. We're going for the MKB this game, knowing that he needs to become a damage dealer. ASAP.
Is MKB like the most cost-efficient damage item right now for Mirano?
I don't know. That's sort of a question I was having. I guess with the leap attack speed, like it's pretty good.
Ice.
Oh my god. He's in some trouble. Yeah, and he's gonna drop here. Carl gonna come in, secure the last hit, and then blink himself on out of there. A smoke up now. Cuckoo, Raven, and Whitemon all going for the jump here. And 23 Savage does have his Radiance, but nothing else. But they're not going to find him. They didn't go in deep enough.
They don't have a ward, so they don't know. They just wanted to secure the runes. Lucky 23 Savage. And he places the ward and sentry there, so he knows they're around the vicinity. So he gets out and continues to farm his BKB.
Yeah, the smoke up is going to wear out now. Carl is looking for it as well. He is going to head over, though. Wait, no. Oh, Cuckoo spotted the acid spray. They still might get some of that kill, but they kill off the Pango on the other side of the map. And now moving in with this catapult wave that you always love to talk about, they're going to take this mid tower, it looks like.
It's okay. Pango is expendable hero.
Oh, never mind. They're not going to take it. Radiance Alk shows up in the glyph.
When you see the way they're playing the game, it's exactly the same game like the previous game, the game plan, but with a little bit of a different hero. Everyone is doing the same thing. The supports are just running around. One is on top, one is on bottom to break smokes, set up kills for the team. And the Elk is always like farming the safest pockets, like here, and here. He's always getting the safest farm, and the banner will be like somewhere here, somewhere crazy. It will be here or here, like somewhere far away. And the banner and the puck.
Playing as far out as they can, buying as much space as they can for the Alk, and then
bot lane, Puck is going to make a rotation. He has Coil, he has Veil, and Raven is going to be in a lot of trouble if he gets caught here with the Coil into Rolling Thunder. DJ has a dagger. This is the guy that you don't want to find. But he's again doing the right thing. He's on the left, he was here. The carry was farming on the right. So if anything happens with us, if Raiden decides to smoke in, he's going to be the first one to be dead. Yeah.
Well, I think part of that is that's why he ended up getting that D ward on the ward that was placed down there as well, and so they realized that there was one there, but they didn't know about Raven. Yeah, tough stuff, and not able to get the full connection on the kill that they would have liked, but they're still able to get at least one.
Dire's middle tower.
I mean, Olga is the right thing, blocking up the gank, and top lane, Zephyr is taking the dangerous farm, but a little bit too long, so he's gonna get punished for his troubles. And once again, Elk is okay, guys. Thank you for the space. I'm hitting creeps. I am getting my BKB. Hang on.
I think the other part of that that's so good too is it's just like Jabs being able to be the one that runs up there and then pulls in the Puck, right? So Puck doesn't even necessarily have to stay here. It's just Jabs that can stay here and set up for the kills if he needs to.
Yeah, precisely. That's why Chen is so invaluable in this kind of hard carry job.
Oh, what a play! Oh, Jabs, though, did he cancel it? I think he canceled his TP accidentally. Oh, that's unfortunate.
I mean, he probably would still die, but the Earthshaker had to expend the echo for that.
Yeah. Done. Ice chased down now. He manages to get the tower, but Supernova afterwards is going to get thrown out there. Ice. Oh, does get stunned, but the coil to turn this back around with the veil on top of it, they are going to die. And in the meantime, even though Ice does go down, it is not feeling absolutely amazing. Zephyr taking damage over time as well. Moon gonna try and jump out of there, but the fissure lands afterwards. Echo is gonna be dropped now. Cuckoo apparently didn't drop it on the Chen and manages to find themselves a turnaround.
Yeah, Elk has BKB for the price of the Venom and the Puck. Was that worth it?
I don't know.
They don't have Egg, they don't have Echo. What can they claim with this BKB? They have to claim something in return now. Not sure if they can do Roche. They actually have a medallion. Okay, maybe they can do Roche. Chen has a medallion. That's a very, very good item right now to have. Arrow.
Lands. MKB is there. Alchemist just drops. That can't happen. It can't.
I don't have to tell you what I'm gonna say anymore after this. You run up the high ground, you die. They have no vision. You just lost, he just lost his team here, right? The Banner, the Pango, the Banner and the Puck. And there's no way that he can actually just run up this high ground and farm. He wanted to farm this camp and this camp. That is actually so greedy.
Yeah.
Like, what's wrong with this 3 camp here? he's here. He could have just retreated to wait for the rest of his team, farm this tree camp, and then take over this area after.
Yeah, and it didn't end up happening, and now you miss out. Like, they're not going to get roast, they're not going to get anything.
Yeah, that's a big kill. A huge kill. Like, you want to carry, you do not want to die in the game. Every death you make in a game costs your team so much.
Arrow gonna go out there, DJ. Going to be able to roll through and picks up the bounty rune.
Gets the rune.
Unbelievable. Take that one every day of the week.
Yeah, it's an elk. That hurts.
Well, continuing to work, and Mirana has her leap attack speed talent now on top of the MKB, and then also getting all the good stuff coming from the Ogre Bloodlust. But with Ogre dead, Fnatic feeling comfortable moving on in and trying to take down Roche. The arrow, though, is going to land on the 23 Savage. So this is going to be that much more slowly. I don't know if they can do this. I mean, they're still going in for it. Phoenix Egg is back up. They're all to the side here. They have a Blink Dagger up on Cuckoo. Jumps in, finds Ice. His Ice misses the Enchant Totem, but he is going to be able to turn it back around afterwards. Carl jumps on the Ice. Supernova up on the high ground. They can't hit this one, but they are going to kill off Cuckoo. Can they find any more afterwards? Carl still chasing into this one, and they're still alive on Roche. Raven is ready to go to work. Can they get him? Arrow goes out, lands. Is it going to hit there on 23 Savage? He dodges to the side, and that's going to keep him alive. Silence now onto the Queen of Pain. Long duration stun, and separated so far away from the rest of her team. They cannot make it happen. Moon, in the meantime, though, that he gets stunned. Arrow, the turnaround. Moon's going to drop.
Holy shit, the damage from the Monkey King bar. Okay, this is the most efficient damage item on this hero. Because you get so much attack speed from Elite.
White Man goes back in yet again. They got to be real careful. They have more Chen creeps to take this up. Arrow's available.
Shaker is coming, Gabe. Shaker is coming for the elk.
Can they do it? They're going to bring down Zephyr really low, and the damage over time might be enough. They're trying to kill off DJ, and they're going to get him. The punch comes through. Cuckoo still looking for his opening. Ice, trying to keep him back here with these Plague Wards. He hasn't dropped another one down. Cuckoo there breaks the Blink Dagger. Oh, and that feels bad. The rest of them moving in, though. Arrow just barely going to miss away from Roche. Alp trying to finish it off, but he's getting bashed as BKB. 23 Savage is going to drop, and now Geek Fam walking into the pit, jabs, and their fingers quick enough. No, Raven picks up the Aegis, and Fnatic, they're losing out so much. Arrow hits now onto Veno, but this is going to be Raven coming back in a second. Yule Scepter keeping Carl alive. He's had time to respawn during all of this. Blinks away, possibly. Yes, that keeps him alive. And Moon has to jump. The Sonic Wave goes out. DJ chasing for Carl. It was only a one-times combo. They end up killing Carl yet again. But it did cost them a DJ buyback, and they denied the Alk the Aegis.
Oh, I think that decision making was quite questionable. I think he had to just come out, and he had BKB. He had to come out, take the fight first. There was actually no way he could have finished that Roshan. There's actually no way. He needed to join his team, fight off the Geek Fam heroes, then go for the Roshan. That's way too risky for him to. He didn't have enough damage. Like, there was actually no way he killed the Rosh.
Now Mirana level 19, 8-0-7. Raven is having an amazing game. Oh my god, jump in. Cuckoo's waiting. Just drops the Echo on him. I don't even know if the Echo did any damage. I think he was already dead.
Yeah, he was dead. Phoenix got him with the Fire Spirit.
Yeah.
It's okay. Not a big deal.
No.
They already got the Roshan.
I feel like Mirana is going to be really hard to deal with, though. 2 levels ahead of the next highest on the Radiant team. Do you think she does mana break this game? Or I guess you talked about the spell amp?
Yeah, the spell amp with the MKBs, but because it's 100 bonus, it's magic damage, 100. So the 10% spell amp means it does an extra 10 from the MKB proc, and then your arrow and stars also deals more damage. I actually think you do more damage with that compared to the plus 20 mana break.
Radiant's bottom tower is under
I'm not entirely sure. You have to do the math and tell me. I'm just speculating.
Oh, Carl. Arrow goes out, almost able to land there, but the leash duration, they did not realize there were more heroes coming over. Geek fam looking for the jump. They find themselves one. That's Ice dead. Did not manage to cast a single spell. And now the Supernova up on the high ground yet again. Jab's trying to run away. He's under fire and going to end up getting caught here by the stun. The jump forward, hand of God. It's not enough to keep Jabs alive. But 23 Savage is going to be able to secure himself a kill. He had to use the BKB for this.
BKB.
Arrow goes out. And the fissure, the land, the chase. Oh, good silence though from the Buck. That might have saved his life right there. And they're going to end up losing Cuckoo.
That was way too deep for the Dire team. They tried to capitalize too much, going for, because the Elk didn't have BKB, they wanted to go for more and more, and wasn't able to. Oh, multi runes.
Moon jumps in there, able to get it. But now the silence, the runaway, and the blink out. So Carl got one, Puck got the other.
And this Puck against KOP has been nothing less but entertaining. What they're doing the whole game towards each other. They're both trying to outmaneuver each other in the team fight. They're trying to catch each other, vice versa. And just trying to contribute as much as they can in terms of damage and control towards the team fight. It's just very, very entertaining to watch them duke it out in the game.
We should mention now, Raven got 20. He went for the mana break. I wonder if this is because he's against the Alk, because we've seen him go, or other people go for the spell amp, but just like burning all the mana is pretty nice.
That could be the reason. Like if Elk doesn't have mana, he can't really use anything. Like he's very dependent on casting his spells.
Shadowblade Cuckoo finds himself a quick little pick off. Ice didn't stand a chance. Shadowblade, real good.
Yeah, the Hunter, he is the Hunter this game.
Carl also looking like a Hunter here onto Moon. Jumps in. Is Moon just dead? The old Scepter lift up. Sonic Wave as he lands.
Oh, you can't face shift that?
Wow. Okay, impressive showing.
I didn't know. Good to know that. You learn something every game.
And Cuckoo, they find Jabs. Fissure's gonna land, arrow off the mark, but look at the right click speed coming in from Raven.
Last.
Destroyed.
Gosh, Ogre Mirror feels strong.
They're just owning right now. Geek Fam is in complete control of this game. If it keeps going like this, it's looking like a 1-1.
So if the game is not the series is not 1-1, I will blame your curse.
Okay, that's fair. I deserve it. Well, I said if it keeps going like this, it's not necessarily the case that it's going to happen.
No, that's not important. What's important is you said 1-1.
All right, fair enough. There was an enchanted quiver, by the way, that Marana, I think she just gave it back to somebody else, though. Man, Cuckoo, yet again. Cuckoo, he finds Ice. Oh, the fissure's there, but look at the hand of God. Oh, yeah, Cuckoo's just out of there. They're going to use the coil, though, to bring him down. So he will be punished.
Yeah, they have to be careful about giving away all his kills. I think the Elk can still be in position to carry this game, He has a Blade Mill. He doesn't have a great game, but he's still pretty fat. Blade Mill, AC, plus a Mind Breaker right now. He deals a tremendous amount of damage. And with the Chen backing up with the heal amp, he could be a very, very strong force. There is a Vessel on the to counteract that.
Yeah. Alka's gonna stun himself in the mid lane, but they are in a position to jump on him.
Sometimes you need to hit yourself and wake up, when you're having a bad game.
Been having a bit of a rough one for sure. Ice ready to walk up a hill.
Tennis players are one of the craziest. They're having a rough one. They smash their rackets. Yes, baby, he's fine.
Okay, he just turns on Ice. Literally alone. Carl does not care.
He even scares the enemy team because of how brave he is.
Look at this smoke. Look at this wraparound that's coming. But Raven reveals himself on the creep wave, actually. And meanwhile, walking up the hill, they get him. Ice trying to hide away, but the arrow long long range from downtown. Right click. Does he get his ulti off in time? No, it will not come.
There's no out.
Geek fam.
Cool down, man.
Hello.
Cool down, Gaben.
Well, yep, they catch the Chen here too now. Arrow barely misses there, but they at least find jabs, and now the right click's coming in, and E2 will go down. And now with creeps here, are they going to be able to pressure the tower? Doesn't look like it.
Runes.
Oh, got it! Unbelievable.
Okay, that is one.
Oh my God, Moon! What a player! The jump away. Who wanted him so bad?
No,
But he knew.
he echoed before he blinked. That was what happened.
And Moon tries to hide. Cuckoo knew where he was going to be at, but he can't catch up to him. Wait a minute, what the hell is DJ doing? He's over on the other side of the freaking map. He's just killing couriers over here. DJ inside the Dire base cutting waves like an absolute madman.
Haven't you heard of the phrase? The most dangerous place is sometimes the safest place.
Yeah. Well, this is potentially not the place for the Queen of Pain.
Stop.
Blink away, all BKB Yules, and then the Sonic Wave afterwards, looking to try and keep the fight going. They jump in, Raven, the absolute madman. 23 Savage trying to bring down Zephyr, but that is a BKB on the freaking Phoenix. And now they're in complete and total no man's land with no BKB up. Do they want to re-engage on this with Geek Fam? It doesn't look like it.
Elk has no BKB.
They're thinking about going. They find him. Do have the ulti available on the Venomancer, but he dies. It's too much damage too quickly. And now Raven, looking for more, does not have an arrow, but a force staff, keeping 23 Savage away.
The Venom needs an armor item, man. It's getting shredded by the right clicks.
Well, the panel was asking if Raven plays Mirana. Earlier, I wasn't sure, but I am sure now that he does. He is looking so good on this hero.
Okay, let me check his profile.
Do it to it. Wait, 23 Savage?
Radiant's middle tower.
Hello? Oh my God, the blade mail. Look how much damage it does to Raven. He's got to run away.
I'll tell you, he didn't play a Mirana game in the last 5 days, 6 days, 7 days.
Wow.
He last played Mirana 1 week ago. So the panel was onto something.
Yeah. He's been hiding it. That's the Smurf practice. That's what we got here. He's definitely playing it well now, though. 10, 0, and 12. He's almost caught up with the Alchemist in terms of net worth.
Yeah, he definitely man fights better than the Elk. He has better stats, high agility gain. You have the Bloodlust and attack speed buff from the leap. You have a lot going on for you.
They also have 4 BKBs right now on Geek Fam. This timing as Earthshaker finishes his off. DJ looking to jump into the midst of all of them. They start out there, a big amount of stuns. It's all on to wipe on, though. I don't think they care that much. Although now they get Raven. The turn. It's only a coil, though. There's nothing else afterwards. Carl thinking about going in. They got to be careful here on Fnatic. Again, these fights that they've been taking have been a little bit bizarre. Arrow, and then did this. Manages to get the blink out afterwards.
Well, I think they have to get this abyssal out. They have to wait. They are too light on lockdowns, you know. They don't have enough stuns to kill anyone, especially the elusive heroes, the Corp or the Mirana. And even the Phoenix, you know, they're having a lot of trouble killing him.
Yeah. The plus side for Fnatic is that it feels like they can't just take Roche on Geek Fam. They can't just walk in and do it.
Yeah, they can.
You think so?
You just die.
Okay, that's a good call. Yeah, I guess you could do anything really if you're willing to die.
But what is the price?
Yeah, that's true.
It's the question. What is the price? Everything has a price in the game. What is the trade-off? You're always going to ask yourself the question. Nothing comes free, you know.
That's right. That's another great quote. So I'm seeing maybe a solution here for Fnatic. Ice is going for the halberd. That feels like a super money item against this Mirana.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
So how long does it last? Yes, Satanic. 30% reduction, and the Titan Sliver, so that's almost like 42%. It's like half duration. Yeah, it's probably half.
Cuckoo jumps again. They find him. Done. There is no chance here for 23 Savage. He hits the deck. The egg is down. Ice trying to run away. DJ thinking about going back in like an absolute crazy person. But they are not going to be able to do that. So the jump away from Moon and now heading over towards Roche. DJ, he's still thinking about going, and he just did not anticipate the turnaround stun. Sonic Wave ends his life. Let me tell you some more. A fourth hero goes down now, and Puck just gonna have to jump away as quick as he possibly can. But I mean, Carl's still on him.
Carl has been on the money ball this game. He's on doing so much.
They can't catch him.
He's also being like so brave, you know. He's always like the first one jumping in, like allowing the Earthshaker to get a good echo, even the Mirana to do a lot of damage. If you look at their lineup, right, they don't really have a front line, you know, like who's actually supposed to stand in front. The Corp has been doing the front line. She's been the one blinking and just like being the center of attention in the fights, or distraction towards the Fnatic lineup, allowing the Mirana and Earthshaker to get the job done, even the Phoenix to get off a good egg. You have 25, so you can protect the egg with the Scream right now.
That's the thing that they've got to be doing, if at all possible. Make sure
this game is close to being over. Like Fnatic has just one more fight left. I think it's probably gonna be a high ground fight or some sort of that matter. They have to just hold on the high ground, defend an area. But it's not together. They're trying to get a quick pick off here.
Can they do it? I don't think it's happening. These guys are too hard to kill right now. Like, Carl just jumps in. He does not care. Arrow goes out. Gonna barely be off the mark. And, well, 23 Savage has shown up also. They have not used the BKB yet, and now they use it. 23 Savage forced to run away, but the fissure block! Cuckoo got him caught, and they forced tap him up the high ground. Much needed. That would have been a disaster and a half.
I mean, that was already a disaster. Now he doesn't have BKB.
Yeah.
There is actually no way they're...
Radiant's bottom tower.
Yeah, it feels like an impossibility. They're so far behind. 11,000 net worth behind with the Alchemists. And you know what? Oh, God, they got him. He's dead again. Hand of God, not enough. No buyback for the Alch. And DJ using his ulti to try and chase, get something, anything. But they can't quite get him there with Carl. Trying to go for the jump in. But yeah, 70 seconds. I don't know how they're going to be able to hold this.
They're not going to hold this, my friend.
Silence, punches, so many punches, so much pain. Ice runs in, gonna pop the ulti, and Geek Fam gonna tell him about it. Couple more punches come in afterwards. The Sun Ray in the Supernova, healing up his friends. And Zephyr comes out of it afterwards. They are going to get a silence out here, but Moon cannot stop the pain train coming. Looks like they ate the cheese. Okay.
The Bloodluster Phoenix is getting a Rex.
How do you deal with it? It's impossible.
I mean, that's the least of their problems right now.
True enough. Bloodluster everybody. And Raven just daring anybody to come at him. This guy has 23 armor, 2,400 HP, an Aegis, a 9-second BKB, and then Phoenix behind him for the heals. Good silence back. I mean, it's worth noting Moon is really annoying with this Waning Rift range and how big the AoE is.
He has the talent, the cooldown, and the range. So, I mean, there's that. But it's only going to delay the game, you know? He's not going to be able to carry the game as a part. He's trying to. He's getting an 800 Dagon soon.
Hey, there you go.
Yeah, but still, how much can you do? You're just a pug, you know. You're your hero. You're not a core. You're not like a right clicker. I mean, sure, you can get a Dream Core Rapid Fire plus the damage item later.
But that jump that you see there under Raven immediately healed back up.
When was the last time you see someone take that talent? I think it's not very useful.
The Dreamfoil Rapid Fire. Played a couple games with Ben Wu where he took it.
Ben Wu?
Ben Wu, that's right. But that's a special case.
Shouldn't he be spreading
Intentional?
useful information?
It's only good if you go Midas bots first.
Oh.
That's the rule.
Then we'll buy three items in the game. Radiance, Midas, Boost of Travel.
Exactly.
On any hero.
Oh my goodness. Rana just got a Daedalus. No boots necessary. Moving around at 270 movement speed. Eat your heart out. The poison sting slow. And somebody spots, hey, there's a DD bottom. I wonder who would like this. Ninja Gear also picked up.
Oh, that should be on the Mirana.
Yeah, probably.
It's what,
Does that have the Illusion Escape?
Scanning.
but that's 40 agility, right? I think it's better.
Okay.
I'm not sure. Illusionist Cape is still. It's nice to have the illusion. You know, it's the stats. It's not as great as the Ninja Gear. But the
I mean, 50% damage is pretty good.
yeah, the active is great. Your own personalized Manta style.
God, they're walking into the Mirana battle. She's got a DD available, but the Aegis did just get reclaimed. They still want to fight with the DD, but no, Aegis jumping. Cuckoo, he finds him. They're going to blow him up, but the Blade Mail, is it going to do enough? I don't think so. Sonic Wave comes out afterwards. DJ already under fire. They got the Hex. They got the right clicks. They got the control. They're going to be mass buybacks, and the arrow is not going to be on the mark. But they still managed to bring down that Venomancer. And looking for more, there is no Ogre, but there is also no more Alchemist. And in a second here, I think there's going to be no more game as Fnatic are in a hell of a lot of trouble. Geek Fam diving fountain like absolute madmen. But in the end, it is looking like Geek Fam are probably going to take this one. Moon jumps in. Jason. Oh, immediate reaction. They have the fear afterwards. Don't manage to hit the timing. It's a silence out instead. And they have to wait. They're going to head on back with Ogre and Earthshaker done. They're playing it a little bit safe here on Geek Fam. Getting these points so important for this team.
Are they? Is Fnatic already secured? Oh, they are.
There was still some debate, I think, about it in the last game, but I think that they're pretty much there. If I'm not mistaken. I'd have to look back at some of the numbers. I'm not a numbers guy, Winter.
It's this win more than them.
I think so.
Get to the next stage.
Well, Coil there, on to 3, not bad. Roll coming through onto the Queen of Pain. BKB is out, and look at Raven just destroy DJ. Didn't stand a chance. Hits now onto the barracks. Geek Fam gonna take down the second set. And yeah, they're liking what they're seeing out of their carry. They're liking what they're seeing.
It deserves a freaking tip, man, and a beer after the game. How do you celebrate after a good day, like in your place?
I just go to sleep. I'm just tired. Just, you ever just get tired, man?
Absolutely have to celebrate something, an occasion, New Year's Eve.
I'll grab a nice whiskey. I'm a whiskey man.
Whiskey.
Dire awesome.
Yeah, it's my go-to. Oh, look at Carl here, by the way. Doctoring Core. Did he spell like skill talent? No, I think they each had a strike. But they're going to kill off another. Ice just gets blown up too quickly by Raven. The numbers in the upper left-hand corner of the screen for him are just increasing at an astronomical level. And now we get the plus 40 bloodlust attack speed talent. So, yeah, that's a thing. Look at Raven. This is before leaping. Like, what? What in God's name? Jump forward, leap in. Look at him go! He's a goddamn turret. He chases it. 23 Savage is getting demolished. Jump forward for the stun, trying to bring him down, but it will not happen. They kill the Alchemist. GG is called. And off the back of a 16-0 and 21 Raven, Mirana, they are going to put it at a 1-1 apiece. Brilliant showing from Geek Fam.
Yeah, very, very very, very good game from them. Like they did.
Hey, gang. Hey, watch the V go zoom. Watch me turn up the spot in the room. All these hits and we just got the June. I ain't stopping till I go hit the moon. I'm an artist, niggas know what I do. On the mic, cooking up in the stew. Lost one, so I had to get two. Yeah, I had to get two. I'ma do my thing. Me and him not the same. My niggas pull up, ain't shooting mid-range. Run down, we ain't playing no games. If I hop in the foreign, you know I'm switching lanes. Elevate, tryna do big things. Crown on me, yeah, you know that I'm a king. Feel like Tyson in the ring. I can do anything. I just stepped in the game. Painting pictures got too many frames. Coming through and I'm hitting like a train. I'm outside with the stars in the rain. Blowing dope medicine to my brain. All the days gotta do it for the pain. Yeah, I do it for the pain. Watch the V go zoom. Watch me turn up the spot in the room. All these hits and we just got the June. I ain't stopping till I go hit the moon. I'm an artist, niggas know what I do. On the mic, cooking up in the stew. Lost one, so I had to get two. Yeah, I had to get two. Hey, gang. the V go zoom, zoom. Watch me turn up the spot in the room. All these hits and we just got the June. I ain't stopping till I go hit the moon. I'm an artist, niggas know what I do. On the mic, cooking up in the stew. Lost one, so I had to get two. Yeah, I had to get two. I'ma do my thing. Me and him not the same. My niggas pull up, ain't shooting mid-range. Run down, we ain't playing no games. If I hop in the foreign, you know I'm switching lanes. Elevate, tryna do big things. Crown on me, yeah, you know that I'm a king. Feel like Tyson in the ring. I can do anything. I just stepped in the game. Painting pictures, got too many frames. Coming through and I'm hitting like a train. I'm outside with the stars in the rain. Blowing dope medicine to my brain. All the days gotta do it for the pain. Yeah, I do it for the pain. Watch the V go zoom, zoom. Watch me turn up the spot in the room. All these hits and we just got the June. I ain't stopping till I go hit the moon. I'm an artist, niggas know what I do. On the mic, cooking up in the had to get two. Yeah, I had to get two. Hey. Gang.
I mean, it never happened. It's a bit of a strong way of putting it, but I know what you're saying.
Hey. Watch the V go zoom, zoom. Watch me turn up the spot in the room. All these hits and we just got the June. I ain't stopping till I go hit the moon. I'm an artist, niggas know what I do. On the mic, cooking up in the stew. Lost one, so I had to get two. Yeah, I had to get two. I'ma do my thing. Me and him not the same. My niggas pull up, ain't shooting mid-range. Run down, we ain't playing no games. If I hop in the foreign, you know I'm switching lanes. Elevate, tryna do big things. Crown on me, yeah, you know that I'm a king. Feel like Tyson in the ring. I can do anything. I just stepped in the game. Painting pictures, got too many frames. Coming through and I'm hitting like a train. I'm outside with the stars in the rain. Blowing dope medicine to my brain. All the days gotta do it for the pain. Yeah, I do it for the pain. Watch the V go zoom, zoom. Watch me turn up the spot in the room. All these hits and we just got the June. I ain't stopping till I go hit the moon. I'm an artist, niggas know what I do. On the mic, cooking up in the stew. Lost one, so I had to get two. Yeah, I had to get two.
Radiant's top tower is under attack. And not in a good way.
Watch the V go zoom, zoom. Watch me turn up the spot in the room. All these hits and we just got the June. I ain't stopping till I go hit the moon. I'm an artist, niggas know what I do. On the mic, cooking up in the stew. Lost one, so I had to get two. Yeah, I had to get two. I'ma do my thing.
A dominating performance. This is Gabe Newell. Thanks for playing Dota 2. Double kill.
Dyer's middle tower is under attack.
Yeah, you know that I'm a king. Feel like Tyson in the ring. I can do anything. I just stepped in the game. Painting pictures, got too many frames. Coming through and I'm hitting like a train. I'm outside with the stars in the rain. Blowing dope medicine to my brain. All the days gotta do it for the pain. Yeah, I do it for the pain. Watch the V go zoom, zoom. Watch me turn up the spot in the room. All these hits and we just got the June. I ain't stopping till I go hit the moon. I'm an artist, niggas know what I do. On the mic, cooking up in the stew. Lost one, so I had to get two. Yeah, I had to get two. Hey.
bottom tower is under attack. Has that ever been cause for celebration?
Watch me turn up the spot in the room. All these hits and we just got the June. I ain't stopping till I go hit the moon. I'm an artist, niggas know what I do. On the mic, cooking up in the stew. Lost one, so I had to get two. Yeah, I had to get two. I'ma do my thing. Me and him not the same. My niggas pull up, ain't shooting mid-range. Run down, we ain't playing no game. If I hop in the foreign, you know I'm switching lanes. Elevate, tryna do big things. Crown on me, yeah, you know that I'm a king. Feel like Tyson in the ring. I can do anything. I just stepped in the game. Painting pictures, got too many frames. Coming through and I'm hitting like a
middle
train.
tower is under attack.
Blowing dope medicine to my brain. All the days gotta do it for the pain. Yeah, I do it for the pain. Watch the V go zoom, zoom. Watch me turn up the spot in the room. All these hits and we just got the June. I ain't stopping till I go hit the moon. I'm an artist, niggas know what I do. On the mic, cooking up in the stew. Lost one, so I had to get two. Yeah, I had to get two. Hey.
Double kill.
Dire's top tower is being attacked like nobody's business.
Watch the V go zoom, zoom. Watch me turn up the spot in the room. All these hits and we just got the
Dire's
June.
middle tower is under
Go
attack.
hit the moon. I'm a
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
cooking up in the stew. Lost one, so I had to get two. Yeah, I had to get two. I'ma do my thing. Me and him not the same. My niggas
We
pull
now
up, ain't shooting
have confirmation
mid-range.
that
Run
Roshan
down,
is the
wing,
latest
if I
victim
hop in the
of
foreign,
Radiant
you know I'm switching
hostility.
lanes. Elevate, tryna do big things. Crown on me, yeah, you know that I'm a king. Feel like Tyson in the ring. I can do anything.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Coming through and I'm hitting like a train. I'm outside with the stars in the rain. Blowing dope medicine to my brain. All the days gotta do it for the pain. Yeah, I do it for the pain. Watch the V go zoom, zoom. Watch me turn up the spot in the room. All these hits and we just got the June. I ain't stopping till I go hit the moon. I'm an artist, niggas know what I do. On the mic, cooking up in the stew. Lost one, so I had to get two. Yeah, I had to get two.
Radiant's bottom tower is being subjected to extreme violence.
Hey.
Easy shot.
Gang.
Dire's top tower is under attack. Must I repeat myself?
Hey. Watch the V go zoom, zoom. Watch me turn up the spot in the room. All these hits and we just got the June. I ain't stopping till I
In
go
a
hit the
stroke
moon.
of cunning,
I'm a artist,
perhaps
niggas know what I do. On the mic, cooking up in the
structures have been
stew.
fortified.
So I had to get two. Yeah, I had to get two. I'ma do my thing. Me and him not the same. My niggas pull up, they shooting mid-range. Run down, we ain't playing no game. If I hop in the foreign, you know I'm switching lanes. Elevate, tryna do big things. Crown on me, yeah, you know that I'm a king. Feel like Tyson in the ring. I can do anything. I just stepped in the game. Painting pictures, got too many frames. Coming through and I'm hitting like a train. I'm outside with the stars in the rain. Blowing dope medicine to my brain. All the days gotta do it for the pain. Yeah, I do it for the pain. Watch the V go zoom, zoom. Watch me turn up the spot in the room.
I just noticed that Dire's bottom tower
I
is
ain't
under
stopping
attack.
till I go hit the moon. I'm an artist, niggas know what I do. On the mic, cooking up in the stew. Lost one, so
I
had
don't
to
mean to
get
be
two.
alarmist,
Yeah, I had to get
but
two.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack. Ladies and gentlemen, Dire's courier has been slain. I don't mean to be alarmist, but Dire's bottom tower is under attack. In a blow to the Dire, their bottom tower has fallen. Extraordinary amount of stress.
Switching lanes, elevate, trying to do big things. Crown on me, yeah, you know that I'm a king. Feel like Tyson in the ring. I can do anything. I just stepped in the game. Pictures got too many frames. Coming through and I'm hitting like a train. I'm outside with the stars in the rain. Blowing dope medicine to my brain. All the days gotta do it for the pain. Yeah, I do it for the pain.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Watch me turn up the spot in the room. All these hits and we just got the June. I ain't stopping till I go hit the moon. I'm an artist, niggas know what I do. On the mic, cooking up in the stew. Lost one, so I had to get two.
That was unreal.
The prize is mine.
Add another to the tally. Worthy tribute.
Hey.
My favorite thing is the monsters.
Hey. Watch the V go zoom. Watch me turn up the spot in the room. All these hits and we just got the June. I ain't stopping till I go hit the moon. I'm an artist, niggas know what I do. On the mic, cooking up in the stew. Lost one, so I had to get two. Yeah, I had to get two. I'ma do my thing. Me and him not the same. My niggas pull up, ain't shooting mid-range. Run down,
Dire's middle courier has been slain.
Mega kill. Godlike. Warriors of the wood.
Hey. Watch the V go zoom. Watch me turn up the spot in the room. All these hits and we just got the June. I ain't stopping till I go hit the moon. I'm an artist, niggas know what I do. On the mic, cooking up in the stew. Lost one, so I had to get two. Yeah, I had to get two. I'ma do my thing. Me and him not the same. My niggas pull up, ain't shooting mid-range. Run down, we ain't playing no games. If I hop in the foreign, you know I'm switching lanes. Elevate, tryna do big things. Crown on me, yeah, you know that I'm a king. Feel like Tyson in the ring. I can do anything. I just stepped in the game. Painting pictures got too many frames. Coming through and I'm hitting like a train. I'm outside with the stars in the rain. Blowing dope medicine to my brain. All the days gotta do it for the pain. Yeah, I do it for the pain. Watch the V go zoom. Watch me turn up the spot in the room. All these hits and we just got the June. I ain't stopping till I go hit the moon. I'm an artist, niggas know what I do. On the mic, cooking up in the stew. Lost one, so I had to get two. Yeah, I had to get two. Hey. Gang. Hey. Watch the V go zoom. Watch me me turn up the spot in the room. All these hits and we just got the June. I ain't stopping till I go hit the moon. I'm an artist, niggas know what I do. On the mic, cooking up in the stew. Lost one, so I had to get two. Yeah, I had to get two. I'ma do my thing. Me and him not the same. My niggas pull up, ain't shooting mid-range. Run down, we ain't playing no games. If I hop in the foreign, you know I'm switching lanes. Elevate, tryna do big things. Crown on me, yeah, you know that I'm a king. Feel like Tyson in the ring. I can do anything. I just stepped in the game. Painting pictures, got too many frames. Coming through and I'm hitting like a train. I'm outside with the stars in the rain. Blowing dope medicine to my brain. All the days gotta do it for the pain. Yeah, I do it for the pain. Watch the V go zoom, zoom. Watch me turn up the spot in the room. All these hits and we just got the June. I ain't stopping till I go hit the moon. I'm an artist, niggas know what I do. On the mic, cooking up in the stew. Lost one, so I had to get two. Yeah, I had to get two. Hey, gang. Zoom, zoom, zoom. Hey. Hey. Watch the V go zoom. Watch me me and him not the same. My niggas pull up, ain't shooting mid-range. Run down, we ain't playing no games. If I hop in the foreign, you know I'm switching lanes. Elevate, tryna do big things. Crown on me, yeah, you know that I'm a king. Feel like Tyson in the ring. I can do anything. I just stepped in the game. Painting pictures, got too many frames. Coming through and I'm hitting like a train. I'm outside with the stars in the rain. Blowing dope medicine to my brain. All the days gotta do it for the pain. Yeah, I do it for the pain. Watch the V go zoom, zoom. Watch me turn up the spot in the room. All these hits and we just got the June. I ain't stopping till I go hit the moon. Hey. Gang. Zoom, zoom, zoom. Hey. Hey, watch the V go zoom, zoom. Watch me turn up the spot in the room. All these hits and we just got the June. I ain't stopping till I go hit the moon. I'm an artist, niggas know what I do. On the mic, cooking up in the stew. Lost one, so I had to get two. Yeah, I had to get two. I'ma do my thing. Me and him not the same. My niggas pull up, ain't shooting mid-range. Run down, we ain't playing no games. If I hop in the foreign, you know I'm switching lanes. Elevate, tryna do big things. Crown on me, yeah, you know that I'm a king. Feel like Tyson in the ring. I can do anything. I just stepped in the game. Painting pictures, got too many frames. Coming through and I'm hitting like a train. I'm outside with the stars in the rain. Blowing dope medicine to my brain. All the days gotta do it for the pain. Yeah, I do it for the pain. Watch the V go zoom, zoom. Watch me turn up the spot in the room. All these hits and we just got the June. I ain't stopping till I go hit the moon. I'm an artist, niggas know what I do. On the mic, cooking up in the stew. Lost one, so I had to get two. Yeah, I had to get two. Hey. Gang. Zoom, zoom, zoom. Hey. Hey. Watch the V go zoom. zoom. Watch me turn up the spot in the room. All these hits and we just got the June. I ain't stopping till I go hit the moon. I'm an artist, niggas know what I do. On the mic, cooking up in the stew. Lost one, so I had to get two. Yeah, I had to get two. I'ma do my thing. Me and him not the same. My niggas pull up, ain't shooting mid-range. Run down, we ain't playing no games. If I hop in the foreign, you know I'm switching lanes. Elevate, tryna do big things. Crown on me, yeah, you know that I'm a king. Feel like Tyson in the ring. I can do anything. I just stepped in the game. Painting pictures, got too many frames. Coming through and I'm hitting like a train. I'm outside with the stars in the rain. Blowing dope medicine to my brain. All the days gotta do it for the pain. Yeah, I do it for the pain. Watch the V go zoom, zoom. Watch me turn up the spot in the room. All these hits and we just got the June. I ain't stopping till I go hit the moon. I'm an artist, niggas know what I do. On the mic, cooking up in the stew. Lost one, so I had to get two. Yeah, I had to get two. Hey. Gang. Zoom, zoom, zoom. Hey. Hey. Watch the V go zoom. Watch me turn up the spot in the room. All these hits and until I go hit the moon. I'm an artist, niggas know what I do. On the mic, cooking up in the stew. Lost one, so I had to get two. Yeah, I had to get two. I'ma do my thing. Me and him not the same. My niggas pull up, ain't shooting mid-range. Run down, we ain't playing no games. If I hop in the
is finally ready. So let's jump in and see what's going to be on the table for both teams. And we've got a fresh draft as well, so we're early.
Yeah.
So
Front seat.
Front seat. Now, we know for a fact that the first two bans, what are the most contested heroes that are probably just going to get removed?
Oh, they're taking out the Tusk.
I was expecting the IO Doom.
Yeah, it was something along the line of Venge TB as well.
Do you think Geek Fam will let the IO through?
I think they might. It feels like Geek Fam they have been really bossy recently. They are also really confident. They're daring opponent to pick their best draft and then they beat them. We have already seen that from the last game. They convincingly beat down the Alchemist draft. So I think Geek Fam should be quite prepared for TNC too.
Yeah, I think even if this IO goes through, if TNC is not picking IO in the first phase, I don't think they're going to pick IO at all. It's going to be a prior pick. It's a Timbersaw ban, so all of TNC's best heroes are now available. So TNC have to make a choice. They can start with the Beastmaster, they have the Doom, they have the IO, Venge TB.
Interesting, I've never seen anyone ban out Timbersaw against TNC. It only happens in a Fnatic game, but maybe Geek Fam trying to set something up. Maybe TB is their choice. They don't want TB to play against Timbersaw, maybe?
If I'm not mistaken, so KP does play Timbersaw, but I don't know whether his Timbersaw is on a similar... I mean, it's hard to say anyone can be on the same level as Ice, but I think KP's Timbersaw is a bit more laid back than Ice's Timbersaw,
Yeah,
if it does get picked
it also
up.
doesn't fit what TNC wants, because most of the time, KP and Marsh both, they will be the heroes that can really handle the dead lane, just push out aggressively so that they buy time for Gabby to farm up.
That explains the why Doom was let through. Geek Fam, they have the first pick, they get Doom, they let IO through, but no problem. You have the Doom to deal with the IO. You have the Doom to deal with the target that the IO is tethered to. Perfect opening for Geek Fam, but TNC Predator, they take the challenge.
Do take the challenge, but we also have to see kind of how Geek Fam wants to play around the IO as well, right? So what are traditional counters to a IO pairing? Obviously, the Ancient Apparition is typically banned out because you don't want to have the heal mitigated, but anything else that really hinders an IO combination?
Any heroes that can kind of dive the IO, dive the IO, or stop the IO from tethering. Like, for example, your Winter Wyvern is a good choice.
Yeah, if you look at support, Disruptor, Witch Doctor, Winter Wyvern are always the top three for you to counter a Gyrocopter lineup. a gyro IO, like what we have seen here. I think Doom versus IO though is kind of goes both way.
Yeah.
Depends on who you get to Doom on. If you get to Doom on the IO can always buy back, relocate right back into the team fight. So that's probably not so incentive wise for Doom to go for IO. But if you Doom the IO's partner, IO can always be there for your for the heal. So it depends on whether Geek Fam has the ability for them to instantly take down Gyrocopter after he's Doom.
Yeah, you generally want to just isolate either the target that the IO is tethered to or the IO himself, and you want to make sure that you are constantly fighting with a man advantage. And I think heroes that can set that up are really it's a really beneficial, will be a really beneficial pick. My English.
It's okay,
all over
don't
the
worry.
place.
I've been struggling today too.
But Winter Wyvern is a good example. You have the IO wants to stick with the gyro. You curse the gyro will kill the IO on his own.
I mean, the Splinter Blast could also be a bit of an issue too, right? If you hit the Splinter Blast onto IO, then gyro has to kind of sit back to let the IO catch up. The slow is pretty significant too.
Yeah, but I think it's definitely for the Winter's Curse. If you if you Winter's Curse the IO and the gyro is nearby, the IO will most likely die. And if you curse the gyro, you have a setup to deal with the gyro afterwards. And you can even isolate the IO after that. It's kind of like a Grimstroke factor. You see the IO gyro, you pick a Grimstroke, you tie them together, you kill them off.
Most importantly, Geek Fam's 2 hero goes through BKB. I think this go through BKB factor has, ever since Fnatic has introduced to us, I think teams are starting to learn and pick up and execute it right now. And I love the TNC Razor's ban as well. This is one good hero against the Gyrocopter. All you have to do is to static link Gyro, and we all know that Gyro most likely is going to be a one core lineup. So take away Gyro's damage, and he's gone.
Yep, and AA ban by TNC. That's a instant block towards the direct counter. Another hero that might be able to do that is the Necrophos. With the Reaper side, we've always kind of had this general consensus that Necrophos good against tanky heroes, good against heroes who want to stand there and fight you, but like a Spectre, Alchemist, IO, DK, but Necrophos, he doesn't care about all of that. The more HP you have, the happier he is.
So let's say we take that Necrophos. So who is going to be playing it on Geek Fam?
Carl is the only one that played.
Yeah. Carl will be the only one that plays the Necrophos if it ever...
Unless, is there a possibility that maybe they put Carl on the Doom, go for mid-Doom and offlane Necrophos?
Yeah, there is the possibility, just that I feel like Necrophos doesn't fit Cuckoo. Cuckoo want to be the one that's jumping around with the Blink Stun and Blink Hook. Anything is aggressive by Cuckoo, but Necrophos doesn't fit that, I feel.
You want to give these two heroes a good lane, and I think it's slightly greedy as well, because a hero like Necrophos, he doesn't function with... he functions lesser with levels and more with items because he wants to stay alive in the fight. At one point, the level that he gains is just for the Reaper's side, right? Everything else is kind of complementary. He wants to tank up your Grease, Crimson, Pipe. But if Necrophos gets a bad lane, we've seen that when T1 picked the In Your Dream Necrophos. When he cannot tank up, he just gets destroyed immediately. So it's slightly greedy. I don't think you want to pick the Necrophos alongside the Doom. And if you do, this Necrophos will need to have a super good lane.
Alright, so it looks like we're going for our next phase of picks here. Geek Fam will get the opportunity to go for their pick now, as TNC are going to pick the Mirana to add to their lineup. So Moonlight Shadow going to be a pretty big when it comes to ganking. But for TNC, Mirana, how does the Mirana kind of fit in here? Who's playing for Mirana?
Most of the time it's going to be teams. I think ever since the Collector Cash came out, teams has been spamming this hero. Maybe in pubs, but definitely in competitive games. And Geek Fam, that's a steal from them. Ogre Magi, most of the time you want Ogre Magi to pair with Mirana, but TNC went back with the Kunkka. I think Kunkka right here is pretty flexible. You can play on either Amel or KP. I think Kunkka plus the Mirana arrow is a deadly combo. X mark into Torrent into arrow.
You think that's deadly? I think you'd be more worried about IO and the fact that now they've got the Kunkka rum to work with now.
Oh. Yeah.
The damage mitigation is huge.
TNC is the few teams in this league that plays the Kunkka, and with the AA ban, now the Kunkka it's just way better. But if they finally get their hands on the Morphling, Morphling has been one of the highest banned hero.
When it comes to the later phase of the ban.
So the fact that Morphling goes through this is going to be a treat. I miss seeing Morphling.
I miss seeing Morphling versus Gyro as well.
Oh yeah.
Morph into him, get the flag cannon, and you have your own do you call that?
Your own flag cannon.
Yeah, own flag cannon, own machine gun.
Are you a little bit worried now for TNC after seeing that morphling? Because if you take a look at the lockdown situation, it's not quite there for TNC. It's not easy to lock down that morphling because you have to rely on X arrow. If you're lucky, the torrent might land as well. But yeah, it seems like this morphling pick, it's such a huge freedom pick, really. There's no way to control it.
I'm worried. Morphling here, he can always go for the E-blade and then make sure that he eliminates IO before the fight, or he can even just play with the waveform, wait for gyrocopter BKB to go down, and then come back.
Disruptor, but it's almost impossible to fit a disruptor into this draft right now, unless you're running this very greedy Mirana mid, this safe lane IO gyro and a Kunkka off with a disruptor, then yes. But disruptor, generally you don't want to play him as a 4, he's better off as a... If Geek Fan plays fast enough, then TNC will never be able to keep up. So they need another avenue to deal with this morphling.
Could they maybe pick up a potential Orchid carrier, since Orchid has been a very hot item lately?
Yeah, they can. Furon is still in the game. I mean, Furon against morphling is always pretty good because Furon hits the Orchid timing so much earlier. It forces morphling to go into early Manta and not the E-blade.
Oh yeah.
And we know that Amel plays Furon.
Another hero is Ricky, but again, there's no place for the Ricky.
Yeah, now TNC, they have to figure out if they want to fit a hero that can counter morphling, or do they want to round up something that can further enable the gyrocopter.
One hero I can think of right off the bat, the Legion Commander. Legion Commander, Mars. These two heroes are pretty decent for KP to pick. Venomancer was banned out. The Beastmaster as well. I was about to suggest that, but Geek Fam, they saw through. So no Beastmaster for TNC.
One hero I want to see is the Enigma from KP.
Oh yeah.
Geek Fam running morphling up. You know what's best against morphling? A black hole.
Yeah, I agree. The black hole.
Let's see if that's going to be the option. But Geek Fam, they get the pick for TNC. TNC get the last pick. This is probably good news for TNC. Is there any cheese TNC could pull off that would really surprise Geek Fam?
Enigma.
No way they can fit the Alchemist.
No way they can fit the Alchemist. They fit
no way.
Enigma.
Support Alchemist. I'm joking. Don't do that.
I think the Enigma is probably the cheese that you're looking for right now.
Is there no way they could fit the Brewmaster on TNC?
Oh, there's no way.
Yeah, Brewmaster could isolate the morphling and then you just pick off the rest of the team, no?
Yeah, it's the battle of Ultimates now. Does the Doom go off first, or does the Primal Split go off first? There's always the Brewmaster to fall back to.
We'll see. TNC will just take their time to chill, wait for Geek Fan to review the last pick here.
Yeah,
Geek Fan right now, they have to think to themselves, do I want Doom to be on mid, or do I want Carl to get something more aggressive?
Invoker? No, Invoker get destroyed by Kunkka, never mind. Unless they were willing to play him in a sacrificial role, I don't think they want to risk the Invoker.
Or even the Shaker can be the choice of Geek Fam. We have seen Cuckoo play a very wonderful Shaker, and they have the Morphling.
I wonder if they want to go Shadow Fiend for Carl. Yeah, we saw the Cuckoo Shaker as well. Give a bit of team fight. Okay, it's the Venge Morph.
So core
interesting.
Venge? Mid Venge?
I think it's a core Venge, for sure.
Do you think it's offlane Venge or offlane Doom?
I think mid Venge is slightly better because you want levels on the Venge.
It wants like a Cuckoo hero to me.
Yeah, I guess.
Because think about Venge, I don't think Carl wants to play a hero that is so slow. It feels like Cuckoo hero because this hero is all about tempo, it's about commanding. So if Cuckoo plays on this role, it's better off for him to command the team, to control the movement of his team as well. Yeah. And we have seen Carl own with the Doom.
Yeah, I don't know. It could go either way because Venge she wants to get as much level as she can early on. You get I think like 023 or I think 113 Winter has also mentioned that before, depending on how you want to play it. But you generally just want to get those buffs up as soon as possible. Then you stick with your team. You stick with the Morphling, with the Ogre Magi, and you start pushing down structures.
Now I got some issues here for TNC because they don't have a way to deal with Venge, but Night Stalker.
Oh yeah, we all forgot about this. It's great against Morphling.
Okay.
I think this is the first appearance of Night Stalker so far in the entire
I can't wait to see the Golden Claw.
Alright. very quickly explain to me how the Night Stalker is going to function this game.
I feel like he's going to, if he can rush, he's going to carry the aura items, your Crimson Guard and everything, your Vlads, and if he can get a blink, his job is you blink on top of this Morphling or this Winter Wyvern, you take them out, and then you create space for a team, because silence is one of Morphling's biggest weakness, and is Balana, yeah, Night Stalker silence is one of the silence that you cannot purge off. He just have to stick onto you.
I think his job is easy. Before Morphling gets BKB, he'll just jump on Morphling. After that, he'll go for the back line.
Yeah.
All right, predictions.
Oh, I mean, I'm excited to see TNC.
TNC?
Yeah, I have to abandon the fan for a while. I'll be back, but I'm going to TNC for this.
All right, I'll take the line. Okay,
Yeah.
One is a Geek, always a fan. I'll go for Geek fam.
Oh my goodness. All right, thank you, gentlemen. We're going to throw it over to our casters right now. OD, Pixel, and Fog to take it away for game 1 of our last series.
Thank you very much. Yes, TNC versus Geek Fam. I'm OD Pixel here with Fogs. And Fogs, I'm seeing some sort of classic SEA core matchups here. We're getting the Gyrocopter coming out on TNC, and Geek Fam, they're going with that classic age-old response of the Morphling against it. Does the Morph still hold that same sort of potential against the Gyro in this meta?
It always can get there, right? If you do ever get your, that nice replicate. Oh well, replicate. I said, nice morph into it, and you can get, of course, that good combo. He also has a lot of good backup, right? He has Venge, he has Ogre, he has Wyvern, so he is going to be secured, at least protected. So, I mean, there's definitely potential. It's just if they can, because what I'm looking at from TNC is a very fast-paced run at U-Draft.
Sure, yeah, and like as the panel started to talk about the Night Stalker pick, do you feel that this hero can crush them pretty hard?
I think this was like the ace for me. This is the one thing they didn't have a great counter to the Morphling. Now this is a fantastic.
Yeah, well, let's see if they're able to deal with the Morph in that sense. We get ourselves into game 1, ladies and gentlemen. I mean, yes, for Geek Fam, what is the sort of reaction to when you get this Night Stalker picked against you? Is it sort of a race to get the forces online? I guess already they do have the Venge with the swap, right, for some sort of way to tear the other cores outside of the reach of the Night Stalker.
It's going to be force stabs, force stab swaps, anything that you can do to protect Raven in particular, because you're going to assume, I think we'll probably get I think KP will be the one that gets Vessel. It'll be Armel or KP, the one that gets the Vessel, and then probably Blink Dagger on the Night Stalker, so he's just going to stick on the Morph, because besides the Morph, besides that Night Stalker we were looking at before the pick, that Morph had limited catch, right? You're going to be able to avoid the X mark the spot, the arrows. It's going to be tough for them to land that once. Night Stalker's the thing that makes it difficult, so yeah, force stabs, swaps, going to be looking at Cuckoo's positioning a lot in this game. And that's interesting too, is it's not, it's a 3-position Venge too, as the saver, I guess you could say, in this game to protect that Morphling.
And the mid-doom. I mean, something that I don't think I've ever really seen. Maybe apart from when I might have played it myself in an all-random game, when I would say I'll take this mid, but this is not, of course, the usual position at all. Something that I've very rarely seen, if any times, in all of the games I've ever casted.
Yeah, I mean, it sounds kind of awful versus Kunkka, doesn't it? You're gonna get slammed, and you can't really trade right clicks as well. But I mean, maybe he can actually sustain because of if he gets the early level 2 Devour and stuff. I don't know. I feel like this is just an easy Kunkka lane, but maybe I could just be wrong.
Yeah, well, we'll see how well Car's able to deal with the harassment from Armel. And even with, even sort of with the, I mean, I guess, what sort of skill build is he going to go for? Do you go sort of a different way because you're in this 1v1?
I'm not sure, to be honest. All I know is Armel is going to have every single asset in the lane unless they address him. So, bottom lane, Cuckoo, looks like he's probably going to die.
They're going to get one. I mean, they might even have a chance of turning on the Zephyr a little bit. Gabby's going to have Homing Missile back up in a few seconds. Zephyr choosing the last of his mana there to try and spam Gabby low, but they're kitted out with regen, of course, March with the headdress, and between them still 5 tangos for this lane, so TNC definitely prepared for a bit of battling.
Yep, and Gabby got the last hit, right? So he's got double Wraith Band already. So this bottom lane should probably be pretty good for Gabby. March might die a couple times, but I'd imagine that Gabby's going to be farmed down here as well. So 2 real solid lanes for TNC that I'm looking at the moment. top, I mean, I like the top lane too. So I'm really looking at like 3 winning lanes for TNC at the moment, and they should be able to keep pressure up and look to run at them as Tim's top.
All right, he gets a little too close. Whitemon's just able to turn with the fire blast. Raven slides in with a waveform, and Tim's just a little out of position there. Gets punished.
He needed one more creep to hit level 2. Always have to be careful of that when you are Mirana. When they identify, you have arrow level 1. Just have to play a little more careful. But yeah, still, I mean, they get that kill, but I still think that it's the 3 winning lanes for TNC that should be at least. I mean, I'm not gonna look at mid because I like I said, I'm very certain that Armo is gonna destroy this matchup.
I mean, what is this down to? Is this just down to the fact that, sure, I guess Doom, you've still got a hefty right click with the animation, and then competing against Tidebringer, you just don't stand a chance?
Terrible animation, 0 armor, so you get slammed every time you get hit by that physical damage, and you cannot trade with right clicks. You cannot push the wave out. There's a lot of different reasons we don't see Doom mid that much.
Yeah, and I guess you're hardly a hero really that can step to the neutral camps and do much at all. That damage early on Scorched Earth is nowhere near enough to reliably farm neutrals with.
Yeah, the scary thing is too is like as soon as Kunkka hits 6, Doom's just dead. One rotation is very easy kills because of that low armor.
I mean, even in a situation like that, Varmel had a little bit more mana for the X into
look at this. That's what I mean. It's going to be a lot of regen expended by K in order to match. But Devour will maybe the bonus gold. It's 80 bonus gold at level 2 with that regen. So maybe somehow it ends up evening out,
Your Admiral is on board.
Top lane.
Top lane. I'm going to try a bit onto KP. Raven has the waveform to close the gap if he wants to chase for this, and he will do so. KP trying to juke through the trees. Whitemon's got to blast up again in a second. KP's got to do his best to keep out of range. He does have boots, whereas Whitemon does not, so KP should be fine here. Also has the salve, actually finding himself a courier. Okay, will be microed away, so KP will not go for that. But fair bit of time where he's going to be away from the lane. Whitemon trying to stay closer to his whereabouts to cancel any potential TP. But KP does manage. Actually opts to just TP back space as well. Goes for the full refuel. Does mean this will be a fair bit of time where Raven's going to be happy top.
Yeah, I mean, this will happen. Ogre is one of those heroes that can't prevent, one of those like a little bit more risky carries to get pressure too much. Whitemon doing a good job of that. So Raven will at least be able to start now getting that farm caught back up, which he did need because he was getting pressured a bit. Tim's going to start moving. Here's the move.
Yeah, they're going to bring in March as well. Extra bit of firepower. He's not quite hit the 6 yet, and does mean that the kill won't be there. Marana arrow attempted by Tims, but Carl will be able to dodge it. Not quite enough to bring down the Doom, but still making Carl's life pretty sad in the mid lane. 29 for 6 against the 22 for 2. And it's not looking to get any better anytime soon, because, I mean, even when Carl hits the 6, Kunkka, hardly a hero. He can just straight up walk up on Doom and guarantee a kill. On Armel with the 2 braces and a potential boat buff coming out onto him is never going to die to that in lane.
No. Unless he gets caught off guard, that's the only thing. But K, he's sticking down to like 200 HP. Yeah, they're just duking it out a little bit.
And one more Tidebringer hit in the torrent. And a couple of hits, that'll do it. Yeah. Armel's able to outplay him, get that kill in the 1v1. And this tough lane for the Doom that we keep talking about is only going to get harder now, as that will give him the 6. He's going to get a clarity sent out. And at that point, can't really return to this lane.
Oh man, 3k net worth already pretty much on this Kunkka. Treads double bracer, that is a fantastic start for Armel. As we said, we kind of expected with the way the lanes were set up. We also see bottom. I mean, Gabby's all the way up at that top of that net worth too, farming just fine. Cuckoo getting prevented a bit. So yeah, I mean, TNC looking real good in the start, and now it's nighttime. So now top lane becomes even more threatening and powerful as KP is actually a real hero.
Yeah, we'll see how mobile Armel is going to be across the map. I mean, obviously, the mid lane is such a lovely place for him because there is this potential kill on K each and every time that he's got the mana for the combo. But obviously, if he does go to side lanes, he's got great cause to fight with, right? Both KP and Gabby can set up very nicely for kills with the control of a Kunkka.
Absolutely. They have so much damage in their draft. Anytime they want to look to take any type of fight. Mid lane. Ooh. Doesn't have the X up. Yeah, he used the X to go back to.
Yeah, and K with this high ground ward on the other side of the cliff, sees him playing around with the torrent animation.
They're actually going for the Doom with Zephyr here.
I mean, with the two of them, they're going to struggle to dive. I mean, there's an IO on TNC, right? Every time March is just going to be able to come in, keep him safe. I mean, and this is one of the things, right, that could be good about the mid doom, right? You get the 6 online very quickly, but if you're throwing it out like that, that's suddenly out for 2 minutes, and then you kind of become a useless mid hero for the next 2 minutes.
Yeah, you're just a farm bot, really. Devour creeps inside the side lanes, because now you actually cannot do anything. You cannot rotate, and you cannot help your side lanes that much, so definitely a big opportunities right now for TNC. If Armel does want to move, if he wants to gank the side lanes, or if he, I mean, he could just stack and farm jungle.
Yeah, he could just keep farming.
Hunka does like in a beast anyway, so. And he looks like he's actually going to be going for, okay, he's going to go for the Solar Crest to buff up Gabby.
Yeah. It's a little different. You know, not something you'd expect to see a Kunkka rush in this mid position, but yeah, I mean, it's definitely a way to buff up his cause. You mentioned in the draft, obviously, how many ways Geek fam have to really make Raven big and powerful. TNC, they're going to look for that in the items. Obviously, they do have the IO backup, but yeah, these little extras are going to make the cause incredibly strong in these fights where Geek fam's just not going to be quite ready to fight back. You've got this mid doom, you have this morphling. You know, Raven obviously needs time. The early to mid fights are going to be so much stronger for TNC. So
they're diving again onto the both.
They're going to try and go for the 2 of them. Whitemon does come in with the TP. But again, the damage is lacking from Geek fam. They don't really have much at all to hit back with. Void slow onto Whitemon. He's underneath the tower though. Will Bloodlust it up as Armel backs away.
Who's going to buy the vessel, though? I see KP has 1,000 gold as well. Either Armel or KP needs to buy the vessel this game. They're versus Wyvern and Morphling and Doom.
Oh.
I mean, I hope so.
Why? He's queuing up. Oh, no. Wait, what did he pick up just now?
He just got phase boot, so.
Okay.
Okay, they're going to have Tims do it. All right, it's going to be a bit slower then, though. I'm not sure. I mean, I guess that's the choice that they wanted to make, but it's going to make it come out quite a lot slower than those two, because they're getting an insane amount of farm on the Night Stalker and Kunkka.
Sure. I mean, I guess as you say, it's always going to be great for killing the morph, but against the other things like the Cold Embrace, and they have a magical burst, right? So maybe feeling confident that they don't actually need the that quickly to get the kills on the heroes they want to make moves onto.
It's just such a like versus Doom. It's fantastic. It prevents the Devour regen. He's high HP strength hero like Morphling Wyvern. They'll get it, but yeah, either way.
There we go. Looking for a Doom opportunity. Just going to drop it straight down on Gabby. But he's tethered up. He's moving back under the tower. TPs are coming in, and here's the X mark from Armel. He's ready to turn it around. Looks to try and bring Cade back down into the bow. Arrow follow up. The swap to the side. I mean, it's Cuckoo swapped himself into the arrow, so Cuckoo will fall. He's not. It wasn't even enough to save K, as both KP and Armel chase him out. KP even looking over towards Whitemon. Doesn't have enough mana though for another Void Slow, but maybe not matter. He's just going in with the right clicks. Whitemon turns. Tim comes forward with the Starstorm nuke. Whitemon, he's going to go down as well. They lose 3 down here on the bottom lane, and it's not looking like a great highlight reel for the mid doom so far this game.
No, definitely. I mean, you can't be the one that leads if you don't have the bench swap in position, right? If you have a way to catch and keep him near you guys when you do that, sure, and to break the tether, then you have an opportunity. But that was very overzealous, we'll say, you know. The nice little caster way of saying a...
Maybe they get Tims. They'll get Tims. Tim's got the bounty rune, though. He's like, job done.
Okay.
Job done. I got the bounty rune.
I mean, the biggest thing really is that Raven's not getting pressured. He just got a top tower, right? He's still top 2 net worth. So at least they're forcing the aggression away. They're making all the moves on the opposite side of the map and making him just have all that free space in the world. He even gets, like, they get the 2 bounty runes up top, so 3 bounty runes for them. You know, that's a choice they're going to make. Maybe it's just like they're trying to match the relentless aggression that's going to happen so that Raven doesn't get ran at.
Yeah, I mean, Raven has been known to course carry Geek fam on his back many times. You know, he's that sort of carry player. The sort of 4 protect 1 can definitely work out in Geek fam situations.
Especially when he's a Morphling, with Ogre, with Venge, with Wyvern all backing him up, versus a Gyro. You know, he's got that potential. Yeah. Exactly.
No, Raven can definitely carry. He can definitely carry this.
Yep. As long as the rest of them don't die too much and fall too far behind. Because the thing is that Gyro's also going to hit a bit of a faster pace of when he can actually just join and show up to all of the fights with his team.
Yeah, moving him down bottom as well. Here was for Cuckoo. Put some pressure onto this tier 1. See if TNC want to try and defend. Armel's coming down with the smoke.
KP has ult in 10 seconds. He has a full drum coming out. This is not going to look good for Geek fam.
So they're going to start the fight onto Cuckoo. Make sure there's no potential of swap saves if they try and burst down the bench to start things off. Now Raven on the retreat. Homing missile heading his way. TNC trying to chase this down. They will get underneath the tower though, and TNC aren't going to go any further. K is also here at the side. Doom at the ready. Going to start coming into the jungle. Maybe see if he catches anyone on the way back out. But TNC not going to be heading into the path of this Doom, so K won't find anything.
I think they have to be a little careful how they make those separate rotations. I think you look at TNC draft and you're like, there's no way that we can take a head-on fight unless we just get someone out of the fight preemptively with a Doom or with a Curse and they just die beforehand or swap out of position. Head-on fights, when you have this Morphling and a Doom that had this type of game, you know, Doom versus Kunkka, Kunkka's always going to win in the team fight aspect. So they have to be able to, they have to approach those a little bit better if they want to go for those like 4-man moves, because Raven actually joined them down bottom too for that one.
Do you like this as well from Gabby? Go for the Diffusal Blade Rush, bit of the Thompson.
Yeah. I mean, I love this build versus any type of like strength heroes, and even versus Morphling, it's super frustrating. And Wyvern, you're actually able to do something versus Cold Embrace a lot of the times too. Yeah, I like it quite a bit. Couple hits on the Doom in the front lines, and he's screwed as well. So
yeah, of course, it definitely means that maybe some of these fights, you know, he's going to be tanky enough to live for a bit, but if he doesn't pop that Doom early, he may not get the chance to cast it at all. As Cuckoo found in the river, arm out, another easy grab with the torrent boat combo. So level 12, he's going to be free to find kills wherever he wants to, but that is
a solo friend.
That was indeed. So 2 minutes slowdown on that item pickup.
Wow, that
very nice courier snipe from Zephyr.
That was the full solar crest too. Oh my God,
the ultimate, the recipe.
That's a big pick off there for them, as Armo will be slowed down quite a bit with the stats at least. I mean, he still has a medallion, and they're still getting all the farm in the world. Next item choice, I was about to save this for KP, waiting to see what he queued up, but I expected this one, the Blink Dagger. Instantly Blink silencing on top of the Morphling. I mean, he's actually getting pretty close as he switches. He's going to be KP, just kidding. I like the Blink a little bit more, to be honest, this game, but I think he probably feels like he's the is that frontliner, so that the Kunkka can get the spells off anyway.
See Whitemop coming across to X mark straight into the arrow. Torrent onto Cuckoo, as Cuckoo will be in with the swap to save Whitemop from the full combo. Swap back as well. Cuckoo trying to set up on the Tims, but Tim still has leaps available, as he'll be able to get himself away.
Good protection of the triangle for the time being, but KP now invis, but the strength morph start, they're a Sentry.
Yeah, can't finish this off anymore with Raven being quick with the reaction there. Still with the Moonlight, may have the chance to catch someone around mid. Armel has boat back online. Geek fam are holding themselves pretty tight as a unit, making sure that they're not allowed to get caught out. Bottom lane being pushed in by KP.
That was really good.
Find anything with this nighttime.
Yeah, really good read there, but I actually think the Sentry didn't catch on the right side, but I think it caught somebody on the left side, and he just was like, all right, I'm just too afraid to sit on this side, not strength morphing. A very likely death that he prevented there. And they're keeping the net worth closer than I thought it would be. They're farming really well, moving around the map, even though it's 8-2.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
So these 15-minute runes are not going to be able to secure 2 apiece.
K has a Blink Dagger. He's pinging Gabby in the mid lane, but March is at the ready with a full stick and a mech right behind.
Let's see if K goes for it. He's going to try. Jumps in.
Ooh,
this is the hook stop. Holding onto the Doom now. He drops it. He's going to drop the Doom down. The Curse as well.
What
onto Gabby. A little bit of an awkward combo there, as there wasn't even anyone really around to hit him. They're still bringing Gabby down, but Marchie's got the mech, as you said. Gyro's just full HP, basically, as they're ready to turn back into the fight. The cooldown coming down onto Carl. The Doom is dead. Missile flies over towards Whitemod. TNC going to be able to find a few of them. And Cuckoo swapped himself into his own death there, it felt like. That's 3 dead. It's 11-2. The tower's down in the mid lane. And it seems like every time they use the Doom, they just sort of metaphorically doom themselves, Geek fam.
Okay, they don't have much vision on the map. It's been pretty much taken out all by TNC in this game, but you have to know that the IO is just sitting behind Gyro. Like, there's so many different plays that TNC has there that even if he does get doomed, they could even just relocate him out and then reset the fight entirely, or they do exactly what they do there and just bring people. Very bizarre move from Geek Fam as they try to make a move out to KP, but they're all just dying.
Oh, K's dead again! soon as he died in the same spot, respawns, gets back, he's gone once more. Oh, they're crumbling here, Geek fam.
They don't know
losing any
do.
sort of sense of teamwork. It's falling apart.
Yeah, I mean, they don't know what to do because, and KP bottom, he actually finds the grab onto the Morphling, onto Raven. They're running down. He canceled his TP. They're going to catch it.
All he can do is try and work his way through the trees here. He's got one more waveform to play with, but there you have it. Ready and waiting. Armel and Tim's moving down to connect with KP's aggression. Whitemon is here. Arrow hits. They're a little scared of committing on him, though. TNC playing safe, knowing the potential TPs are coming in onto tier 2. They won't try and force it any further onto Raven. So Raven will get away.
Oof. I Geek Fam is really lucky because K's TP as well as Zephyr's TP, and I guess Cuckoo's was just available, but two of them were not available. They could have absolutely chased that one if they had, bird's eye view like we have, of course, but Raven will survive, but gets pressured, and TNC just cruising now after that last few moments. Gabby pretty much has the Aghanim's Scepter finished up. Oh my.
Yeah, Raven's got his work cut out this morning. Or this afternoon, evening, whatever time zone you're in, watching from. Raven is, he's got to do a lot in this Morphus game.
He needs to
all around him.
Yeah, and sure, he's got the buffs and he's got the good matchup versus the Gyrocopter, but like we mentioned, playing versus that Night Stalker really just cripples your potential. Because sure, you got Manta, awesome. You're going to be able to prevent some of the, you're going to be able to work around some of the stuff and play around like the X's, but Silence is different when he just sticks on top of you.
Maybe once he has the E-Blade, there'll at least be that chance for him to start the fight soft bursting one of the squishier heroes of TNC. But I mean, as we've seen, March is going to be prepared with these saves.
Yep.
That mech. I think it's going to be hard. They've got the Orchid finish now on the Wyvern. So Zephyr extra potential with that curse. Okay. I'm going to have to see if they're going to be a little more careful with the usage of it. Yeah, top. He's going to be found here as KP just pops. The Dark Ascension immediately gets on top of him. They're moving in with Gabby and March, so they'll have enough damage here for sure. K's trying to run, but a homing missile's heading his way. Tries for the TP, blinks out the side, but there's no way. No way he can play his way out of this one. As TNC clean up the mid-doom once again. And mid lane. The kills just continue for TNC. Quick catch onto Zephyr.
And Cuckoo.
And the Wyvern comes down to a crashing end. Cuckoo's out as well. This is a rough one for Geek fam. A very rough one indeed. Their core's having a very tough time. Apart from Raven. Raven he's just in his own little land right now. He's just trying to look away from it all, keeping his eyes averted from all this horrendous action that Geek fam's been involved in. As his mid laner, mid doom is 0-5-1. His off laner is 0-6-1. Not the greatest of KDAs. So I wouldn't be surprised if Raven's just muted his teammates and he's just hitting the creeps right now.
Yeah, maybe Raven just avoids a death and he's just like, hey guys, I am 0-0-1. What are you guys doing? Look at you guys dying all over the place. No, they're just getting completely ran at. TNC, I don't see this game getting any easier for Geek Fam either, because now TNC, they have all the items that they need that we said, they've got the Vessel, they've got the Blink, they've got this mech backup. They have so many different ways just to counter Geek Fam's lineup at the moment, and yeah, Geek Fam's just a long way from being able to actually get a good team fight off, because they only have the Wyvern Curse. They don't have great follow-up. They have to get like a Wyvern Curse into a 5-man stomp from the Doom in comparison to match TNC's just really well drafted team fight draft.
Let's see where Geek Fam can go with this one. Smokes out and getting Raven involved, making this move now.
Okay.
Alongside their morph. It's been scanned out though. TNC hit the target, bang on.
Oh god, are they gonna walk right into him? TNC, they're so prepared. No nighttime though available. That's what they were trying to take advantage of on Geek Fam. About 20 seconds until KP will have that. They're just gonna play it safe. They're gonna back up on TNC after that scan is successful, and then once Darkness is coming back up, they're gonna look to, well, Dark Ascension, sorry. Once they have that back up soon, they'll walk back out. K in the mid lane.
Just have to be careful.
Yeah.
Anytime that Armel or, of course, KP with his blinks able to jump on him, he will go down. Top lane, Zephyr. He's trying to push out a lane. Goes for TP out. We'll make it away. Missile not quick enough to connect. So Zephyr gets away with spending that time pushing that top lane out.
What's Cuckoo gonna buy? He's sitting on 2,600 gold. Yeah, it's not shown what he's gonna buy at all.
I mean, what?
Okay.
He's just gonna get the Vlads. I mean, it's fair enough, right? You want to make the game easier for Raven. Get him any sort of auras online.
I was thinking Vlads or 4-staff would probably be the best options.
Yeah, because they don't have any forces right at the moment, do they? Only the swap
Zephyr went greed.
to rely on.
Yeah, Zephyr went for that Orchid greed, so there's no way to protect Raven if he does get silenced up.
Yeah, full greed on Zephyr as well. Orchid and then into the Shadow Blade.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I guess at this point, you know, he sort of says, hey, well, Cuckoo, with the same net worth, I might as well just be as much of a core as you are. He's getting all sort of the off-lane Wyvern items right now.
Yeah. It's very, I mean, it's his playstyle, the way he plays the 4 positional. He's very greedy on Zephyr normally. So when he plays as like Phoenix and he plays as like Miranas and stuff, he always gets very, very greedy type of style. Which, I mean, it works for them a lot of the time. So this game, not so much, but can't really blame him entirely. I think they just have a really tough matchup in this one. Now they're starting to run around with Raven. He's getting close to the E-Blade, which one thing that can sometimes turn if they can get the pickoffs, but TNC again with the aggression.
Yep, Zephyr gonna drive with the TP up. They got the damage, they don't. KP popping the drums there for that extra bit of punch, but it isn't quite enough to take him out. Back towards mid. Gabby and March will pick up Whitemon out alone. TNC, Armel and KP coming over to join them alongside this mid push that Gabby and March are going to have coming in. Already KP hunting behind the tower. See if we can find any sort of setup, but Carl to the base. They won't dive, they'll just focus on pushing the Seer 2.
About 2 minutes till nighttime. Dark Ascension's cooldown for 90. They're gonna back up anyway. Look to finish up Gabby's Satanic. Once he has that, I mean, I don't see a way he dies unless he just gets popped out of position. But so many different ways to protect this Gyrocopter who's already having such a good game. TNC no rush.
No deaths on him whatsoever. Same to be said for, well, most of the lineup. Who's the way? It's just Tim's that's gone down twice. Everybody else on TNC not dying a single time this game.
Yeah. I mean, they're coasting through this one for sure. Getting close to Satanic, BKB soon on Armel. March also, I think he has one. He has the Holy Locket finished? He does have the Holy Locket. Oh wait, that's not the Holy Locket. No, yes it is.
Yeah, he's got it. Right.
Yeah, he's got it finished.
It's on its way.
Oh, that's going to be really strong.
Yeah, between sort of that and the mech, that's a lot of burst to provide for himself and whoever he's tethered up with.
It's 35% extra on top of the tether thing too, so it's not just the fact that he can, you know, use it on other people, but here comes the aggression, Zephyr.
Oh, they get the jump in. Are going to be able to blow him up there with the E-Blade. They'll take down one. K's going to move over towards the Eye, going to drop the tomb down onto March. March is going to stand his ground in the boat, get the boat buff, but it won't save him. March goes down. And manages to kill him off and take the Aegis away out of the Gyro's hands. Gabby's going to be back for round 2. Let's see if he can turn this one around. The Torrent's out, but the curse is there as well as the silence. Gabby, he's getting killed by his own teammates. He's dead gone. They killed off the Gyro. Carl's still alive. Stomp onto Armel. Armel turning, trying for this dude, but the cold embrace saves him. Raven cleans up. This was the plan all along. Raven said, I don't care what the rest of the team does for the first 25 minutes. I'm going to be able to carry this one. And he's doing it. He's just got himself an ultra kill.
Look at his damage he did in the fight. 9,000. He had a DD rune. They end up catching the Eye on the front line. He turns into the Gyro with a DD and just punches out everybody with all the auras behind him. Oh my god.
This is, I mean, the Raven Morphling. This is the Raven potential. I mean, maybe that's sort of how the drafting went. You know, it was sort of, Carl was like, hey, Raven, can I play Doom and go feed? Raven's like, sure, dude, I got you. I'll play more. And then Cuckoo's like, hey, can I play Venge and go feed? And Raven's like, yeah, man, you go for it. I got this one. Just pick me the water boy, and I'll win this game for us. I mean, 4-0-2, he's just had a fight like that. Yeah, they have to get on top of this morph. If they don't control Raven at the start of the fights, he's just going to clean up.
I can't believe they get that type of fight running into the high ground just because they placed these aggressive wards. They walked up into TNC and just got the perfect situation. Wow. 8k gold swing, right? Just about.
Oh. Cuckoo. No, just sort of sticking with the agenda. Another death for him. Raven's like, keep it up Cuckoo, all part of the plan, as Raven now has had the space to finish up his BKB. So he's going to be coming into the next fight with BKB, Manta, E-Blade.
Now he's got the protection versus the Night Stalker, so now his teammates, they don't need that 4-step to protect him. And man, like honestly, that Zephyr curse really turned that whole fight around too. That was just perfect positioning by him, getting the curse around the gyro. Because Gabby had, I believe he had the Satanic during the fight, so a huge place for defense.
And it wasn't enough to save him, no. He's going for the BKB next, knowing that he has to have some sort of safety against the burst if they do get onto him.
Yeah, and Raven with all the buffs that he is thrown onto him. I mean, yeah, 402, still very strong. Going up for that Satanic next. Amazing item versus that IO Gyro. Prevent a bit of that healing. Also that Night Slow versus the ranged heroes. It's just better. And now Tim's again, the one who keeps getting jumped on first.
Oh, we've got a couple more leaps left. E-Blade's coming out, pots the Moonlight Shadow. Whitemon's got a sentry, drops it down. Got the range to the Fire Blast, and Raven will claim another life.
Dire's top tower
is under attack.
We'll see where they head next as TNC. Got to be so careful when they turn up to the pushes that the Raven's involved in.
Yeah, they're getting really close to double BKB though on the all right, is it double or triple BKB? Getting pretty close to triple BKB on the cores of TNC, so they are going to have some insane teamfight that does come out soon too. Well, they already do have insane teamfight, but they're going to have a lot easier access to just jump into the back lines and have no worries to try to look for Raven. That's probably what they're going to look for after they just got their... After they just got pretty scared after that last fight.
Radiant's bottom tower has fallen.
Still should feel pretty confident though, because they still are quite a bit stronger. It is just mostly Raven, the one that's going to be doing all that. That's all buffed up. So if they can actually just take him out of the fight quickly, they're still very strong on TNC.
Yeah, but I mean, it's, you know, it's going to be hard, right? Because how do they stop Raven from using his BKB? They can try and get the chain stun, the torrent, the arrow, and everything, but Cuckoo is going to be able to break that with a swap. You know, it's very unlikely that Raven just dies immediately to this combo without having any opportunity to react. And you can imagine he's going to be playing it careful in any position where he's unsure of where they are. He's not going to be caught out on sort of full agi.
Yeah, and they're also like picking up, now they're starting to pick up these items to protect him too. I believe Whitemon's about to have the 4-staff, so that will make it pretty nice. Much closer game than I think we had anticipated after that early game. March, Tim's trying to reclaim the outpost.
I don't think I've ever seen this one since the change as well on Venge. Cuckoo going for that axe, and you know, I wouldn't be surprised if you even didn't know what it did, Fog. You know, of all the changes
it's
Venge has had, but it's the fear in it. I've never seen this one actually in action in any of the pro games. But it sounds pretty good, bro. A 2-second fear and having 2 charges of it. I mean, sure, the cooldown right is still pretty long for the charge restore, but yeah, having 2-second fears to play with in the fight, that's pretty potent.
And it's huge is the big thing. It's a 700 radius. It's massive, the fear. So if he does swap the Morphling out when people are focused, they're all going to get feared away. So yeah, I definitely see the potential for it as he switches and he queues up the beat.
Oh, he's gone for the boring pink bar. Come on. Why'd you go for the BKB?
Every time.
I want to see some Ags action. Would have been the first time, not seen it. Maybe next, still getting it.
All right, this is the triple BKB. TNC, this is go time. This should be the fight that they have a lot of easier access into. Vicky Fem also looks like they're probably prepared to smoke up. March has to be very wary of his positioning. I believe does he have buyback available? Yes, okay. March has buyback, so we'll be a little bit different. They can't just doom the IO this time around. The fight will be quite a bit harder. We'll see who they choose to target at the beginning of it. It still feels tough, especially if they have any vision. I feel like KP should be holding a dust. I don't know if he knows that Zephyr has a Shadow Blade finished, but if he can just get into the back line as this Night Stalker onto the Wyvern, completely crush the team fight that Geek Fam does have. So they're trying to get the flank.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
It's long wrap around TNC. Who they're going to find out. They go straight away with the Dark Ascension. They move in looking for KP jumps forward. The BKB's already out from Raven. Comes across, turns to the Jara. He's got that flat, good to go. Looks towards Gabby. Gabby being swapped back into the midst of it all by Cuckoo. And then dismount to Gabby. Gabby, she's got to be careful. Does hit the boat buff coming in to save him. They've already killed off Torn Geek Fan. They'll finish off Cuckoo through the BKB. There's good reactions here from TNC. They've even got the catch for a further kill on to K. X marks there from Armel. To find themselves at 4th. TNC back on top with this solid team fight performance. March did have to buy back, but still absolutely worth it. Only Raven staying alive there this time around, just unable to get Raven in a position to do the damage required. The boat buff came out. Gabby lives through the doom, and suddenly there's sort of everything that you're throwing into that gyro. It hasn't killed him. Gabby's able to turn and clean up.
And just like I was talking about, the IO head buyback. He knows, March knows exactly what he needs to do in the game. Like, he's gonna get focus fired so hard in the fight that just save buyback, come back in. You can always reset and heal up Gabby. Also, KP, flawless execution by him in that fight. Jumps directly over the entire team onto the backline, onto Zephyr with Armel. They kill the Wyvern before he gets a single spell off. So they pretty much prevented a majority of that team fight. Gabby gets focused really hard, but they had already lost most of their numbers. So perfect execution from TNC when they were on the low ground. I really liked the way they just beelined all the way onto the high ground into the back line. Big fight for them.
Zephyr, does he want to go for the curse? Yeah, he does. He's going to go for on March. Is it enough damage, though? It isn't quite. Isn't quite there.
Tanky IO.
That extra bit of damage from the Orchid. March just tanky enough with this mech and a Holy Locket coming out after the curse ended.
And a Fairy Fire, or a Greater Fairy Fire, sorry.
Oh, true, yeah.
Even more.
Huge amounts of burst.
Yeah. I mean, Raven's still, like you said, Raven's still super farmed, and he's still 6-0-2 in the fights. He just finished his Scotty, has a Titan Sliver too, the best item for Morphling. Is just full base damage. He's still very strong, but the rest of his team, they have to be able to protect themselves. Ferocious pings coming out as they see the relocate, but it's an X on the relocate, and now they're immediately smoking after.
Let's see if Armel can find the X setup.
Whitemon. He's very far forward.
Oh, he's going to try for the TP, but they've still got the vision. We'll be able to cancel it, no problem. That's where do they want to push now? They haven't got any creep on the bottom lane, TNC. They'd have to head back over to mid to bring those ones in if they want to try and push again. Geepam's still out on the map, staying around in their jungle. Keeping Raven as safe as possible whilst he tries to get the Satanic done on the Skadi. Also, this time as it passes, Gabby's going to have a full Rapier if he does want to invest. That he will be able to look to with this Aegis. Just about 800 gold off the Rapier.
Dire's middle tower.
Still is scary, right? Like, this Morphling is still definitely a concern. You can tell that TNC is preparing for him. Still definitely afraid of Raven's potential.
Yeah, I mean, as much as you want to see it, do you agree with sort of Gabby's sort of decision here that Rapier is necessary, that he has to take that risk in this game?
The thing is, if it's just Morphling in the fights, right? Like, if he just they can just wipe the rest of the 4, and then it's just a Morphling alone. I can see why it can be so good in this game for sure. And this is, look at this positioning. Armel, he's scouting all of them. They see Raven.
Yep, they're going to try and set things up as KP jumps in with the silence. Boats could be coming down. Combo onto Zephyr. Able to eliminate the Wyvern, get rid of it.
Arrow on Raven.
The curse. Cuckoo's dead too, and indeed with that setup, they can move over to Raven. He's got the BKB. Will wait form away. Also turning into the Night Stalker here, getting extra movement speed to run things off as he will manage to escape into the safety of K and Whitemon's arms. And get Raven out of there, but again, it's another 2 quick kills for TNC. Geek Fam not able to fight back.
That was scary for a second. I saw Raven get clipped by an arrow. I thought maybe they'd have follow-up. I almost want to say that someone on TNC should go just Sheepstick, because they're still limited on their disables for this Morphling, and nobody's really, I mean, everyone's really close to it, but I feel like even like Armel, anyone going for it could be amazing.
Yeah,
it's just
true.
Raven at this point. He's the only problem that they're having in the game.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Yeah, because I can see maybe a bit of item that Tim's could go for. Sure, as you say, not close to it, but he's got 1800, and I mean, what else do you really need from Tim's in this position as a Marauder?
Yeah, I mean, they're still like, you know, cruise control a little bit over the game. It's still the fear of this Raven that can potentially just turn a fight if he gets a good shift. They get a DD rune, and they are still positioned here very aggressively. KP on a bit too far up though.
He's just getting Tom. They play him up straight away. A little too far out alone. The rest of the team not anywhere near to help things, as KP just gets collapsed upon by the entirety of Geek Fam. Geek Fam can try and push on now. 50 seconds, no Night Stalker. Might be able to try and poke out on the map a bit. Gabby down bottom, still holding on to his money, has yet to spend it. And he's out here alone.
That was scary. Zephyr was pinging him on the side too when he was just chilling, maybe expecting someone to cut a wave. He seemed aware though. It looks like Armel is going to be the one that goes for the Hex. He's queued it up after the AC. So he just finished AC, and then I think they're realizing that it's really just Raven that they have to address. Everyone else just dies. They're just flack inside of the fights. Aegis will get reclaimed, and it looks like the Rapier is finished, but he's going to keep it locked for the moment.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, it's just just make sure that he only unlocks it when he's actually in a situation with the whole team around him, Gabby.
Yep.
And you know, not when he's trying to push it out alone or just with March. He's got to save it for the big fight.
Yeah, because they just saw him. They just pinged it. I think it was Whitemon who pinged. He saw the relic as soon as he walked up the creep wave. And now they're seeing the illusion in the wave too. They know there's an illusionist cape, and they see that relic plus Demon's Edge inside the bags.
We definitely a risk there, right? Gabby does get jump taken out. If this Rapier somehow ends up in Raven's hands, that kind of feels like the game then. If this Morph is able to get that Rapier and obviously use the flak potential against TNC, this game's going to be kind of rough. So all in on this Rapier, Gabby. You cannot let it slip out of his hands. He cannot afford to die now.
In very SDA style, you know, right? It's like, hey, we're doing really well in this game. Rapier? Yeah, Rapier.
I mean, yeah, it's just, I like it. It definitely feels like it's more likely than not to pay off, but there's always that chance. That chance that things can slip up.
I'm a little surprised he didn't go for the butterfly, because there is no true strike at all on the Morphling, right? And it is still a pretty strong butterfly game, but you know, whatever. Gabby doesn't want none of that.
I know we have Raven with the full satanic, so I mean already as we've seen they've struggled to kill him any times at all this game. Also having the AC aura from Carl on top of the Shivas, so excellent backup. I mean, as we said, with the heroes alone, they have great ways to buff this morph. Now, there's so many ways that Raven's going to be very strong in these fights, and the question just is, you know, who do you favor more in these fights, the Raven morph or the Gabby Gyro at this point with the team that both of them have around them?
This positioning. It's really so much about how they catch, because Zephyr getting caught 2 times in the last fights has been so crucial that they just can't even turn to look for fighting back. And watch out who's chosen the front line. Gabby shows.
Sees a little spook to start with. There's Raven. He's going to commit on the front lines. He's looking towards March. Now turns over to look towards Gabby. Gabby's dead. He's gone. He's hit the deck. He dies straight away. Also finding the IO and KP. They just found 3 of them. They just take him out immediately. And of course, he didn't unlock the Rapier, so Rapier is still safe. And I mean, you can see why he's not unlocking the Rapier. I guess he's only going to unlock it when they're actually taking a fight on the high ground, because as we've seen just there, fights outside of the base, Geek Fam absolutely will still crush them with the power that Raven has.
And Raven just found a DD. Also, in that fight, did you see what happened? So Raven turned into the gyro immediately, put a missile on him, and then it was a swap from Cuckoo that instantly stunned him into the missile. So then he just gets focus fired. It was actually really well executed by them. I'm not sure if it was 100% done on purpose, but it was perfect for them to knock down Gabby.
Definitely, because I saw like obviously the homing missile heading the way of Gabby, and you know, as you said, you'd expect him to be able to put the BKB in time, but yeah, that quick move from Cuckoo definitely would have tripped him up. He was not ready to react that quickly.
And their base is just shredded. They don't want to waste buybacks, and all right, 9K advantage for Geek Fam after 1 fight now. This Raven Morphling.
Oh, there's a swap. KP's dead. He has got a buyback, and now we're going to see the fight. As Gabby, he equips himself with it. The rapier is built, but the curse is out onto it. Raven's heading over. They're going to look to turn on him. Is there any way they can keep Gabby alive? He's popping the Satanic, but Raven's out doing the damage. The Scotty as well, stopping any sort of heals, or at least limiting them. He's got the kill. Raven picks it up. It's game over. It's absolutely game over. Ultra kill.
Give him a rampage.
There it is. Raven 30-04. I mean, I guess this is the Geek fam strat. Pick whatever you want mid, whatever you want off lane. You can die a little bit at the start. You know, it's Raven and the Space Makers basically, and it worked out perfectly.
What? Okay.
Hey, watch the V go zoom, zoom. Watch me turn up the spot in the room. All these hits and we just got the June. I ain't stopping till I go hit the moon. I'm an artist, niggas know what I do. On the mic, cooking up in the stew. Lost one, so I had to get two. Yeah, I had to get two. I'ma do my thing. Me and him not the same. My niggas pull up, ain't shooting mid-range. Run down, we ain't playing no games. If I hop in the foreign, you know I'm switching lanes. Elevate, tryna do big things. Crown on me, yeah, you know that I'm a king. Feel like Tyson in the ring. I can do anything. I just stepped in the game. Painting pictures, got too many frames. Coming through and I'm hitting like a train. I'm outside with the stars in the rain. Blowing dope medicine to my brain. All the days gotta do it for the pain. Yeah, I do it for the pain. Watch the V go zoom, zoom. Watch me turn up the spot in the room. All these hits and we just got the June. I ain't stopping till I go hit the moon. I'm an artist, niggas know what I do. On the mic, cooking up in the stew. Lost one, so I had to get two. Yeah, I had to get two. Hey, gang. Zoom, zoom, zoom. Hey. Hey. Watch the V go zoom, zoom. Watch me turn up the spot in the room. All these hits and we just got the June. I ain't stopping till I go hit the moon. I'm an artist, niggas know what I do. On the mic, cooking up in the stew. Lost one, so I had to get two. Yeah, I had to get two. I'ma do my thing. Me and him not the same. My niggas pull up, ain't shooting mid-range. Run down, we ain't playing no games. If I hop in the foreign, you know I'm switching lanes. Elevate, tryna do big things. Crown on me, yeah, you know that I'm a king. Feel like Tyson in the ring. I can do anything. I just stepped in the game. Painting pictures, got too many frames. Coming through and I'm hitting like a train. I'm outside with the stars in the rain. Blowing dope medicine to my brain. All the days gotta do it for the pain. Yeah, I do it for the pain. Watch the V go zoom, zoom. Watch me turn up the spot in the room. All these hits and we just got the June. I ain't stopping till I go hit the moon. I'm an artist, niggas know what I do. On the mic, cooking up in the stew. Lost one, so I had to get two. Yeah, I had to get two. Hey, gang. Hey. Watch the V go zoom, zoom. Watch me turn up the spot in the room. All these hits and we just got the June. I ain't stopping till I go hit the moon. I'm an artist, niggas know what I do. On the mic, cooking up in the stew. Lost one, so I had to get two. Yeah, I had to get two. I'ma do my thing. Me and him not the same. My niggas pull up, ain't shooting mid-range. Run down, we ain't playing no games. If I hop in the foreign, you know I'm switching lanes. Elevate, tryna do big things. Crown on me, yeah, you know that I'm a king. Feel like Tyson in the ring. I can do anything. I just stepped in the game. Painting pictures, got too many frames. Coming through and I'm hitting like a train. I'm outside with the stars in the rain. Blowing dope medicine to my brain. All the days gotta do it for the pain. Yeah, I do it for the pain. Watch the V go zoom, zoom. Watch me turn up the spot in the room. All these hits and we just got the June. I ain't stopping till I go hit the moon. I'm an artist, niggas know what I do. On the mic, cooking up in the stew. Lost one, so I had to get two. Yeah, I had to get two. Hey. Gang. Zoom, zoom, zoom. Hey. Hey. Watch the V go zoom. Zoom. Watch me turn up the spot in the room. All these hits and we just got the June. I ain't stopping till I go hit the moon. I'm an artist, niggas know what I do. On the mic, cooking up in the stew. Lost one, so I had to get two. Yeah, I had to get two. I'ma do my thing. Me and him not the same. My niggas pull up, ain't shooting mid-range. Run down, we ain't playing no games. If I hop in the foreign, you know I'm switching lanes. Elevate, tryna do big things. Crown on me, yeah, you know that I'm a king. Feel like Tyson in the ring. I can do anything. I just stepped in the game. Painting pictures, got too many frames. Coming through and I'm hitting like a train. I'm outside with the stars in the rain. Blowing dope medicine to my brain. All the days gotta do it for the pain. Yeah, I do it for the pain. Watch the V go zoom, zoom. Watch me turn up the spot in the room. All these hits and we just got the June. I ain't stopping till I go hit the moon. I'm an artist, niggas know what I do. On the mic, cooking up in the stew. Lost one, so I had to get two. Yeah, I had to get two. Hey. Gang. Zoom, zoom, zoom. Hey. Hey. Watch the V go zoom. Zoom. Watch me turn up the spot in the room. All these hits and we just got the June. I ain't stopping till I go hit the moon. I'm an artist, niggas know what I do. On the mic, cooking up in the stew. Lost one, so I had to get two. Yeah, I had to get two. I'ma do my thing. Me and him not the same. My niggas pull up, ain't shooting mid-range. Run down, we ain't playing no games. If I hop in the foreign, you know I'm switching lanes. Elevate, tryna do big things. Crown on me, yeah, you know that I'm a king. Feel like Tyson in the ring. I can do anything. I just stepped in the game. Painting pictures, got too many frames. Coming through and I'm hitting like a train. I'm outside with the stars in the rain. Blowing dope medicine to my brain. All the days gotta do it for the pain. Yeah, I do it for the pain. Watch the V go zoom, zoom. Watch me turn up the spot in the room. All these hits and we just got the June. I ain't stopping till I go hit the moon. I'm an artist, niggas know what I do. On the mic, cooking up in the stew. Lost one, so I had to get two. Yeah, I had to get two. Hey. Gang. Zoom, zoom, zoom. Hey. Hey. Watch the V go zoom, zoom. Watch me turn up the spot in the room. All these hits and we just got the June. I ain't stopping till I go hit the moon. I'm an artist, niggas know what I do. On the mic, cooking up in the stew. Lost one, so I had to get two. Yeah, I had to get two. I'ma do my thing. Me and him not the same. My niggas pull up, ain't shooting mid-range. Run down, we ain't playing no games. If I hop in the foreign, you know I'm switching lanes. Elevate, tryna do big things. Crown on me, yeah, you know that I'm a king. Feel like Tyson in the ring. I can do anything. I just stepped in the game. Painting pictures, got too many frames. Coming through and I'm hitting like a train. I'm outside with the stars in the rain. Blowing dope medicine to my brain. All the days gotta do it for the pain. Yeah, I do it for the pain. Watch the V go zoom, zoom. Watch me turn up the spot in the room. All these hits and we just got the June. I ain't stopping till I go hit the moon. I'm an artist, niggas know what I do. On the mic, cooking up in the stew. Lost one, so I had to get two. Yeah, I had to get two. Hey. Gang. Zoom, zoom, zoom. Hey. Hey. Watch the V go zoom, zoom. Watch me turn up the spot in the room. All these hits and we just got the June. I ain't stopping till I go hit the moon. I'm an artist, niggas know what I do. On the mic, cooking up in the stew. Lost one, so I had to get two. Yeah, I had to get two. I'ma do my thing. Me and him not the same. My niggas pull up, ain't shooting mid-range. Run down, we ain't playing no games. If I hop in the foreign, you know I'm switching lanes. Elevate, tryna do big things. Crown on me, yeah, you know that I'm a king. Feel like Tyson in the ring. I can do anything. I just stepped in the game. Painting pictures, got too many frames. Coming through and I'm hitting like a train. I'm outside with the stars in the rain. Blowing dope medicine to my brain. All the days gotta do it for the pain. Yeah, I do it for the pain. Watch the V go zoom, zoom. Watch me turn up the spot in the room. All these hits and we just got the June. I ain't stopping till I go hit the moon. I'm an artist, niggas know what I do. On the mic, cooking up in the stew. Lost one, so I had to get two. Yeah, I had to get two. Hey. Gang. Zoom, zoom, zoom. Hey. Hey. Watch the V go zoom, zoom. Watch me turn up the spot in the room. All these hits and we just got the June. I ain't stopping till I go hit the moon. I'm an artist, niggas know what I do. On the mic, cooking up in the stew. Lost one, so I had to get two. Yeah, I had to get two. I'ma do my thing. Me and him not the same. My niggas pull up, ain't shooting mid-range. Run down, we ain't playing no games. If I hop in the foreign, you know I'm switching lanes. Elevate, tryna do big things. Crown on me, yeah, you know that I'm a king. Feel like Tyson in the ring. I can do anything. I just stepped in the game. Painting pictures, got too many frames. Coming through and I'm hitting like a train. I'm outside with the stars in the rain. Blowing dope medicine to my brain. All the days gotta do it for the pain. Yeah, I do it for the pain. Watch the V go zoom, zoom. Watch me turn up the spot in the room. All these hits and we just got the June. I ain't stopping till I go hit the moon. I'm an artist, niggas know what I do. On the mic, cooking up in the stew. Lost one, so I had to get two. Yeah, I had to get two. Hey. Gang. Zoom, zoom, zoom. Hey. Hey. Watch the V go zoom. Watch me turn up the spot in the room. All these hits and we just got the June. I ain't stopping till I go hit the moon. I'm an artist, niggas know what I do. On the mic, cooking up in the stew. Lost one, so I had to get two. Yeah, I had to get two. I'ma do my thing. Me and him not the same. My niggas pull up, ain't shooting mid-range. Run down, we ain't playing no games. If I hop in the foreign, you know I'm switching lanes. Elevate, tryna do big things. Crown on me, yeah, you know that I'm a king. Feel like Tyson in the ring. I can do anything. I just stepped in the game. Painting pictures, got too many frames. Coming through and I'm hitting like a train. I'm outside with the stars in the rain. Blowing dope medicine to my brain. All the days gotta do it for the pain. Yeah, I do it for the pain. Watch the V go zoom, zoom. Watch me turn up the spot in the room. All these hits and we just got the June. I ain't stopping till I go hit the moon. I'm an artist, niggas know what I do. On the mic, cooking up in the stew. Lost one, so I had to get two. Yeah, I had to get two. Hey. Gang. Zoom, zoom, zoom. Hey. Hey. Watch the V go zoom. Zoom. Watch me turn up the spot in the room. All these hits and we just got the June. I ain't stopping till I go hit the moon. I'm an artist, niggas know what I do. On the mic, cooking up in the stew. Lost one, so I had to get two. Yeah, I had to get two. I'ma do my thing. Me and him not the same. My niggas pull up, ain't shooting mid-range. Run down, we ain't playing no games. If I hop in the foreign, you know I'm switching lanes. Elevate, tryna do big things. Crown on me, yeah, you know that I'm a king. Feel like Tyson in the ring. I can do anything. I just stepped in the game. Painting pictures, got too many frames. Coming through and I'm hitting like a train. I'm outside with the stars in the rain. Blowing dope medicine to my brain. All the days gotta do it for the pain. Yeah, I do it for the pain. Watch the V go zoom, zoom. Watch me turn up the spot in the room. All these hits and we just got the June. I ain't stopping till I go hit the moon. I'm an artist, niggas know what I do. On the mic, cooking up in the stew. Lost one, so I had to get two. Yeah, I had to get two. Hey. Gang. Hey. Watch the V go zoom, zoom. Watch me turn up the spot in the room. All these hits and we just got the June. I ain't stopping till I go hit the moon. I'm an artist, niggas know what I do. On the mic, cooking up in the stew. Lost one, so I had to get two. Yeah, I had to get two. I'ma do my thing. Me and him not the same. My niggas pull up, ain't shooting mid-range. Run down, we ain't playing no games. If I hop in the foreign, you know I'm switching lanes. Elevate, tryna do big things. Crown on me, yeah, you know that I'm a king. Feel like Tyson in the ring. I can do anything. I just stepped in the game. Painting pictures, got too many frames. Coming through and I'm hitting like a train. I'm outside with the stars in the rain. Blowing dope medicine to my brain. All the days gotta do it for the pain. Yeah, I do it for the pain. Watch the V go zoom, zoom. Watch me turn up the spot in the room. All these hits and we just got the June. I ain't stopping till I go hit the moon. I'm an artist, niggas know what I do. On the mic, cooking up in the stew. Lost one, so I had to get two. Yeah, I had to get two. Hey. Gang. Zoom, zoom, zoom. Hey. Hey. Watch the V go zoom.
Dire team ban.
Try harding that game. Now, consider your best strat being bested by an opponent that, I think, to be very honest here, Geek are very talented. They've played a lot of Dota. They've got some really, really strong veterans on the team that are well aware of how some of these strats work. How do you sort of go into the next game? Now, of course, they could decide to either try and protect the IO combination better by maybe adjusting their bans and adjusting their picks, but is there maybe a chance we could see TNC maybe bringing something new out of the box? Something that we haven't seen from TNC.
Yeah, it's either, I think it could go either way. It's either you adjust and polish, or you just bring out something completely different, right? You have a backup strat or something.
Are there any heroes that TNC, like the players at least, have played in the past but haven't really brought up recently in the present?
Well, the first one comes to mind definitely is TV, or even the PA. PA was really hot.
Oh yeah.
PA was really, really hot in the past 2 weeks before the patch, and all of a sudden it's not popular anymore. I wonder why, because there's no changes to PA. PA is a hero that you can argue that he wants the pace of this hero is a bit slow, but still the peak is around 20 to 25 minutes where we see a lot of teamfight happening that time. So
yeah,
I have a feeling PA might be back. It's just that teams are kind of forget about him, forget about her because of the TB, because of the gyro of the IO. So maybe he'll be back.
Draft is ready. Husky, feel free to make your argument.
I mean, there's also Luna. We have not seen much of Luna. That's pretty much it, I think. I think unless they want to pull out the Bounty Hunter, right? The Bounty Hunter has been picked, I think, by RR. Hustler was the first one to start it, to use that hero, and it did work well. But even in the games they lost, the Bounty Hunter has put a lot of weight. If TNC Predator still wants to play fast, maybe the BH is could be one of their choices. But they steal the Ogre away, so perhaps it is time for another fast game with a hard carry like a gyro, a TB. They might even want to take the morphing for themselves. They have a lot of ways. This sets up for like your post 1 second pick if TNC Predator are feeling confident in doing so.
Yeah, interestingly, Geek banned out Rubik as second ban. Sorry. So I wonder why. Maybe they are setting up for heroes like the Shaker, Enigma, that is really afraid of the Rubik. But the first 2 picks wasn't that though. So
else
maybe they are
gets.
setting out for the later stage of the ban pick phase. But looking at TNC, they definitely want to look for a strong carry here. They can still allow to not show anything yet, because at the end of the day, any carry that pair with Augment Giant will feel very strong.
Okay, so they take the Wyvern away. So they stole both of Geek Fam's heroes. Geek Fam's support from game 1.
Very cool way to polish your draft.
Is it a cool way to polish the draft?
Can beat them, join them.
You
Yeah.
can't beat them. I mean, that's
Still either way.
true.
I mean, they do play the Ogre Magi and Wyvern. I believe we don't see much Ogre Magi from TNC.
Yeah, but it's a Marsh hero for sure.
Yeah, he's definitely a Marsh hero.
He loves to be playing this little bit laid back enabler hero, so that he can do his job on doing the shot call, planting the observer wards, getting control of the vision.
I think we've mentioned this before when the league first started, and I think it was like an interview or something that people did say March, he might not be as mechanically talented as other players out there, but one thing that he compensates for that with his decision making and how he commands the team. So heroes like Ogre, Io, Venge, they don't demand too much from the player. You don't have to look after too many stuff. I think Ogre is kind of a fit for March.
Yeah, definitely. He's a very good hero for post 5 that is the captain role. That's why you see Kuroki, Papi, they love this hero because they can focus on doing what they do the best, shot calling.
TNC, they banned the TB. They're worried about the TB going over to Geek Fam.
Right, so Geek Fam, why would you target select the ban onto the Void Spirit? Like, what would actually be afraid of him?
Yeah, it means
backline heroes, your Venge, your Mirana.
So is there a chance maybe Geek Fam are going to try and go for a backline carry? Maybe they want to look at something like the Drow Ranger.
You might see another Raven Mirana. We saw that against Fnatic. They first pick Mirana. They can always flex this hero. And actually, I rewatched the replay between RNG and LGD China tournaments. I think that happened 1 or 2 days ago. If there's a Morphling, TB is actually a pretty darn good counter against the Morphling. If the Morphling, like, when he enters a fight, he morphs mostly into Agi, right? So you just use the reflection, and then the reflection will kill the Morphling off. So it's a pretty decent counter that you don't see often, but with the TB ban, maybe TNC might want to snatch the Morphling if it's not taken by Geek Fam.
We've got the PL ban. Now, we know PL is one of the historical counterparts to a Morphling. If teams pick up Morphling, then PL is one of the main options.
Oh, yeah.
Geek Fam is banning out a lot of the core heroes. I think they might be setting up for themselves a Mirana carry for themselves, because they're banning all the heroes that Mirana don't like to deal with.
Mirana carry. How about a Spectre? Spectre is not banned.
Yeah, Spectre is a good hero. If the Mirana is a carry, you pick a Spectre, you horn onto the Mirana, and you kill the Mirana.
Winter Wyvern doesn't appreciate a Spectre either. Has quite a few ways to sort of go through that cold embrace.
You were saying Spectre for Geek Fam?
For Geek Fam, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I think definitely it's very good.
For both teams, it's good.
Yeah.
Both teams.
Yeah, for both teams, it's good. I mean, Geek Fam, they have to pay, but if they want to review Spectre right now, the last 4 hero drafts will be centered around that Spectre for sure. But I think Geek Fam want to keep the Spectre for the 4th pick, or they just want to play with TNC and perhaps flex this Mirana into post 1.
Who else is afraid of a PL potentially?
Ember Spirit is afraid of PL.
Ember Spirit?
But Ember is banned. Morphling? Yeah. Morphling.
Wow, so...
Oh, instant morph ban. They picked the IO. So it could be a gyro again.
So one of these 3 has to be a core.
From TNC?
Yeah. Maybe we'll
Is the IO core?
Maybe we're seeing a core IO. Maybe you'll see an Ogre Magic tree as well. So Winter can be on a 4.
Yeah, I think KP does play the Ogre tree.
Yeah.
Yeah, he does play the Ogre tree.
He's a very KP hero.
So what's KP's role sort of on this Ogre Magi? What is he supposed to really do besides
Enabler?
Bloodlust?
Just the same
enable.
thing.
And build as much tanky items as can, all the aura items, and try to enable your gyrocopter.
Yeah.
Would he play kind of like Rappy in that he builds defensive items to ensure? Okay.
Yeah, he's basically kind of like a bit of Underlord, a bit of Venomancer. You build all the tanky aura items, and you have the Bloodlust for your carry.
Okay.
Just stand there, you use all your aura items, and then you let your carry do the work.
So after seeing the IO, now Geek Fam, they got to be thinking, all right, they're going to go back for this IO.
Yep.
Now we've seen what they can do with the bench. They're probably very confident coming into this game, saying that okay, we've still got a solution going up against the IO. Now, what are some of the other solutions that you spoke about? I heard Disruptor was a very good counter to the IO because another way to break the tether is a glimpse.
Yeah, the Disruptor is always good. Well, Geek Fam, they ban out a couple of heroes that is good into the IO, like the Doom, the Faceless Void is amazing into the IO, but
Enigma is also great against IO +1.
Yeah, but what worries me is if Geek Fam picks Enigma right now, TNC will just answer that immediately.
Yeah.
So it's not a good Enigma pick. You have to kind of pick it like last or fourth pick.
I'm just trying to justify the Rubik ban from Geek Fam. I feel like they want to get something strong, but they are not picking it yet.
Luna finally comes out.
Was it maybe a potential Eclipse? This Eclipse steal? I mean, it's. I don't think you would ban Rubik just for Luna.
Yeah. I don't see any reason for the Rubik ban just yet, but maybe you'll see later in the later phase. But obviously, Luna plus Wench, very devastating combo. And
there we go.
See, once again, they'll go back to the Gyro.
IO Gyro once more. This time, this Gyro is scarier. Vibrant to protect. You have this Ogre to bloodlust the Gyro. And if last game wasn't scary enough, I think this game, the IO Gyro is just dead here.
I do feel like this could be a very good Luna game though. TNC side, only Gyro buys BKB, so I think Eclipse is gonna be very effective in this game, especially if he wants to go for the Aghanim build. But I think I think Raven probably wouldn't if he wants to get a physical build, so he gets to match up against Gyro pretty well. And also, every time when you want to stand there in the team fight and get buffed by your Venge and just keep dealing out all the physical damage, right?
Yeah, I wonder what TNC would want to have for their last pick. And the last pick has to be a hero that has immense impact.
They're lacking of an IO killer right now. They don't have anything to kill IO except for the Mirana. You could argue, but if this is a 4 Mirana, she can't really do that.
I think it's too greedy to run all these 3 heroes as a core right now. This Mirana is most likely going to be a support. Cuckoo might just take on the reign of the Venge game. I don't know if they want to profit. There's the Winter Wyvern. The profit is not a good idea. Whoop, DK.
Okay, so I think Cuckoo's been a pretty big fan of that DK they've been giving him. The DK's quite recently, but is this Carl on the DK?
Most likely so. Yeah, most likely it's a Carl DK.
So what's Carl's role here on that DK? Is he just going to be playing as that initiator with the Dragon Tail?
I feel like you might want to rush the Blink Dagger. You go like a Drums Dagger on this DK.
The only thing is that if he goes for Dagger, I don't see any follow-up damage from Geek Fam's side. Luna is a little bit slow.
Yeah.
He runs really fast, but Luna is not the hero that you want to dive in and follow up the DK with a Blink Dagger.
So could we maybe look at the Venge and Mirana actually being the supports and maybe Cuckoo taking that DK? Because we have seen Cuckoo play it before, and I think we've seen quite a lot of success with him. He just runs into the fights. He's just uber tanky, comes in, Dragon Tail, and the follow-up should be there with the Luna +1.
Oh yeah.
So maybe are they looking to put Carl on a enabler here for Raven? Something that can actually assist the Luna to really dish out that damage.
I think enabler, there's a couple. There's the Invoker to enable.
The Invoker with the Alacrity?
Yeah.
Tornado Initiation?
I think Invoker for both teams right now kind of looks pretty decent, especially against TNC's draft, because the Tornado EMP is so good against all of these 4 heroes of TNC.
I like the idea of Cuckoo going for a DK, just that I worry if Cuckoo ends up at the lane of IO Gyro, he'll get punished so hard.
Yeah.
We have seen him playing Venge, got punished so heavily at the side lane, and DK is not going to be any easier. Yes, he's very tanky with the passive, but Gyro mostly deal bench damage early on, so that's my worry of that. And now Geek Fan has banned out 2 heroes they are great against DK on lane, Necroforce and also the Prophet. So I think this is gonna be a DK mid, and we know that Cuckoo has the tradition of going for saving the last pick for himself. So with this pick, they are gonna reveal all their position.
Yeah, I think right now it's I think right now for Geek Fam, if they put the DK on Cuckoo, okay, so it might be a Cuckoo Shaker or maybe Shaker support. Because for a Venge, if Cuckoo plays Venge and he keeps dying, it's okay. He still provides something with the Venge aura. He still has to swap. But for DK, if you get rolled over early on, it's so hard to recover as a DK.
Hang on. So I mean, we have seen this from, I forgot who did this. What if this is a support DK?
Oh, Neon did this.
Neon did this. I mean, it could be, but the support DK only works if there's no one to stop him in the early game. And I think,
technically, early game Wyvern doesn't really stop the support DK.
I mean, if he
maybe Ogre.
If he runs into the, I think regardless of what lane he runs into, he's going to be in trouble. The Gyro can run him down. The Ogre can kind of beat him to death as well. Now you have the Tiny for TNC. I don't know if you want to run a DK support. It seems really risky. There are ways to deal with the DK support.
Yeah, I think they want DK here just to be with protection of Luna, so that when Luna hits her timing, they can group out as 5 and use the Dragon Form plus Luna to push down towers, to take team fights together. And DK is naturally a Hellblade buyer as well, so that's gonna be very effective against the Gyro.
Yeah, and TNC finalized the draft with that Tiny. So knowing the 2 drafts, who do you feel like is going to have an easier time? Who do you think will win?
It depends on how Geek Fam assign their roles right now. Because this Venge could be a core, could be a support. But honestly, I feel like the DK is most likely a core hero, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and then Cuckoo on the Venge.
I'm gonna go with Geek Fam. I think they are on fire today. They have played their team fights really well, and I don't think they'll let TNC have success again with IO Gyro.
TNC, this draft is faster than last game. I'm sticking with TNC. I think last game was just, I wouldn't say it's a fluke or anything. You can definitely play better when it mattered, but I think TNC can still take this back. It was a 50-50, and it remains a 50-50.
All right. Thank you, gentlemen, for joining me on the panel. We're going to throw it over to our casters right now. OD, Pixel, and Fog to take it away for our last game of the evening.
Thank you very much. Yes, we've got TNC going for that Gyro IO once again. Weren't able to do it in game 1. They're going to see if they can do it here in the second game. This time around, not the threat of the Morphling to straight up counter it, Fogs, but do you like what Geek Fam has otherwise to deal with the Gyro IO, or do you think the TNC's draft is that bit stronger this time around?
I actually really like both drafts. I see some insane amounts of control damage coming out from both sides. I think this is one of the first times in quite a long time I look at Geek Fang's draft. Mirana stun, Venge stun, Luna mini stun, DK stun, Earthshaker. Everyone has stuns in this game. It's going to be a really, really crazy game of team fights back and forth with this one. And I mean, I'm excited for it.
Yeah, we had a lot of back and forth, certainly in the first game where we did see that bit of a lead being created, but then getting turned right. In game 2, if the Gyro can do it, or if they can counter it once again. So maybe he should have gone for in game 1. So yeah, we'll see what Gabby builds this time.
Yeah, and I think that they can still play super fast in this game, just like the last one. I think the one thing about this Tiny mid versus Luna in particular is that, you know, Tiny, if he gets off to a good start in this mid lane, he can actually just roam and like blow up Raven. He can blow up these side lanes super easily with his Avatos combo. Luna very fragile in particular early game.
No, for sure, but still, that Luna's a hero, very, very strong, and they do have that Luna Venge. So yeah, they have this draft, this sort of matchup that we'll see, you know, teams around the world fight over getting their hands on.
For sure. I definitely really did like the Venge, as the panel was mentioning, from the last game versus that IO. Some real clutch swaps coming out from Cuckoo in particular, so they will have that available for them again. This game, I look at Geek Fam's draft and they have way more team fight too. And last game they were able to take a lot of those, well, not a lot, but those really crucial fights with their limited type of actual team fights. So their execution was on fire. We're definitely looking at that again this game.
All right, we'll see in the lanes. But do you think anyone's going to suffer too hard in these lanes early on?
Probably Cuckoo, I think. The IO Gyro is insanely strong, and they're probably able to just push him away. And Earthshaker not the greatest laner either, so I would imagine it would be him. They're probably just going to try to manipulate lanes, arrow side creeps, arrow range creeps, and stuff like that to get the most out of the lane.
Yeah, and then up top, Sims and KP trying to put pressure onto Raven, but Raven not struggling to hit the CS, and Whitemon's able to make the pulls happen, so getting the Raven lane in a really nice position for Raven.
Yeah, I think the other lanes are pretty much even. I don't think that anyone should really die up top, and I think Raven should just farm pretty nicely, and so should KP. And then mid lane, I mean, Tiny versus DK, it's going to be a trade farm. If anything, maybe DK even comes out ahead, because he's got that damage reduction constantly onto the Tiny, and Tiny can't actually threaten this hero at all.
No, yeah, you're never going to be bringing K low at all with your harass, having that Dragon's Blood with the health regen and the armor.
Yeah, the only way they can get an actual setup on a DK is like with a Wyvern coming in, they get a toss back the percent damage. It's not going to happen until like maybe 6 or something along those lines if they choose to with extra reinforcements. And yeah, we're seeing bottom. They're actually going to get March with the Fissure Arrow combo. Wow, they actually March stayed way too low in the lane with no Tango running on himself. He just died to the Fissure Arrow.
Has to be careful with his positioning. Getting away from the creeps and allowing that angle to be there. Yeah, Geek fam not hesitating at all to punish that.
If he has any higher threshold of life, he's just fine, because the damage is very telling what's going to happen from a fissure if they connect with the arrow. They don't have that much extra they can actually throw out to it, so probably a bit of a mistake by March there, being too low in the lane, but Geek fam capitalizes.
Oh, it's going to be nice for the timings too. It's going to be that Cuckoo can get his bottle out, get sort of a full round of spell usage out before he refills it from the 5-minute bounty.
That helps his lane so much, because I was really thinking he's going to struggle a lot down there. They should be able to actually do a bit more than I expected down there now. Haste Rune bottom, who's going to go for it? Armel, he wants it, but Zephyr already in the area. K looking to try to set up with a stun arrow, maybe? Looked like it for a moment.
Armel's got to be careful how he stands here relative to the creeps. Yeah, I'm going to see Armel actually try and go for the aggressive play onto K, tossing him back. With the aggro of the tower still onto the creeps, so K will be fine. Arrow's going to be thrown out at short range. Just a bit of fire back into the faces of TNC, but not enough to get any kills.
Zephyr already has that urn, by the way, after getting that first blood. He just rushed it. Bottom Cuckoo will be chased out. They'll salve, heal up. Gabby as well. Mark. Give him that extra regen. And Zephyr, he's actually out of mana. Gabby just turns for him. Oh, can't finish him though.
Yeah, not quite enough mana for the flak. Otherwise he would have had that. But still, I mean, that was Zephyr coming in. He tried to stay on the map using that salve, and now being taken down as low as he is, he's got to probably head back. We'll be able to get the 5-minute runes though, at least. Zephyr goes in, claims that bouncy before March is able to make it over in time. Yeah, amid that sort of walk back to base that Armel's going to have to take, that's giving K quite a lead now. K's now going to hit the 6, so now he can start looking for those opportunities to pressure the tier 1 tower, making it a lot harder for Armel to really get the moves done across the map. Of course, TP back to the mid lane, but now about half a level in between him and Carl.
Yeah, I actually cannot believe how much Carl pressured him. He literally almost killed him. They were just both duking out low. And there are a lot of stacks in the jungle too that we have been seeing from Whitemon. So just preparing for Raven to be that super carry.
Well, now I'm out. Really wanting the 6-minute rune. It's not going to be there. RNG not favoring him again. As it falls on the bottom side of the river, K's going to be able to head over.
Puts a ward down.
Vision onto Tim's. Tim's can't do anything to slow him down. The rune is claimed.
He's got the slow.
Will not be able to refill his bottle. And yeah, Armel, he's not going to be able to chase this one down. K can keep his distance with the Elder Dragon form. They do manage to get the D-ward at least. Tim will take that out. Essentially placed in the river. Yeah, this Dragon Knight causing some issues already as TNC not really able to do too much to handle with K.
Yep. Raven getting free farm. Zephyr doing a good job applying this pressure bottom. Gets a courier of Gabby, which I thought maybe a Wraith Band or something along those lines. I think he had 2 already, but maybe another one. And we are seeing Gabby. He's queuing up the Aghanims this game. I think he's realizing that he needs to just be that super farm. Yeah, like we said from last game, the defusal could have worked if they played faster, but I think this is just the better pace if that's the way that they want to play with a 4 Protect 1.
Yeah, especially against Raven, on the Luna. You want to match this hero's kept sort of farming potential. Yeah. I mean, and as you said, these stacks, they're insane. These stacks they just keep going up. I mean, Whitemon is setting up this jungle jungle beautifully for Raven to come and clean up when he wants to.
They know, though. I'm seeing Tim's immediately. He's drawing lines inside of the jungle. I think they want to try to get invasive really early on with Armel in particular to try to get in there. I think also they can do it with Gabby is the thing, right? He can show up into the jungle pretty early on.
Oh, yeah, I mean, they can clear the stacks great, right? You have Gabby, you have Armel on the Tiny. You know, one sort of smoke movement in there, and you're cleaning up those stacks before Geek Fam can do anything about it. So, yeah, we'll see if TNC are able to time and make that play. I mean, as it is already, Raven's heading over, so they're losing that opportunity to contest this TNC. As here comes the stack cleaning up from Raven, and it's a hell of a lot of creeps. This is going to be a lot of golden XP.
Yep, not quite level, not for the points in Glaive for the 6 bounces, but more than enough as mid. They're going for the kill. It's a DK.
Yeah, they're going to turn the arrow. Won't hit onto Armel. Just get blocked by the creeps. They are bringing K down pretty low, diving underneath the tower here with the tree coming through. They do manage to find him, so they get the kill on the DK. But if anything, I think Geek Fam maybe just relieved that Raven's allowed this space and time. You know, this is focus around the mid lane. Raven is cleaning up the stacks.
Yep.
He's done with one of them. We'll be able to move over to the next one.
Look at Tim
finding himself an iron talon.
You see the circles he's drawing? He's just drawing circles continuously on top of Raven. He knows. He's like, we have to address this, but it's too late now. The stacks are all gone. They killed the DK. They got pretty good damage on the tower, so that's the one thing they gained out of it. But look at Raven's farm all the way up to 4K, 2K gold lead for them just because of farming these stacks.
Yeah. I mean, you know, look at, would there have been anything that they could have done? Could TNC have made the move, or would it have just been too risky trying to get into Geek Fam's jungle at this time? Is there, in reality, nothing that they could really have done this early?
Bottom lane, Cuckoo, he's got Echo. They actually just quickly kill Gabby.
All right. I mean, yeah, Cuckoo, 900 gold as well into the Blink Taco funds. He's having a good solid start down here.
And I was going to say,
a very good start for Geek Fam.
Yeah, and I was going to say that the thing that probably prevents them from going into the jungle aggressively is Cuckoo, because he's off to such a good start. If they actually go for those dive in those plays, like Earthshaker plus Luna, you don't know what skill build Raven has. You can't just expect that he has no Eclipse every time, even though this is the likely build that there is. You can just get punished too hard going in there. So they actually couldn't unless they brought the gyrocopter, and Gabby didn't choose to do that. So yeah, they'll have to just eat the fact that they are going to be playing at a gold disadvantage from that farm. Because KP is also going for Midas, so he's also he's a lot weaker at this point in the game.
There we go. Tethering on to Tim's. They're going for K here. K steps quite far out on his own over to TNC's half of the map. And the four of them, no trouble taking him out with Gabby having the damage. K goes down.
There's a bounty.
Oh, they do. It again does seem a bit like, you know, as long as Raven's getting space, you know, it's more than fine for K to go out like this. They're killing K, they're not killing Raven, they're not slowing down this Luna.
Yep, they might lose their mid tower though for it. Zephyr, he arrows the catapult, the siege creep, to make sure that does not continue pushing. Armel, Invis flanking around though. 4 points in Avalanche, 2 in Toss now. He's pretty strong with his kill threat as Cuckoo is walking to the river here.
Soon go on to Cuckoo.
Goodbye, Cuckoo.
5-bar setup. Armel's in with a combo. Cuckoo's down. And we're going to see some of that net worth lead get closed up. KP to get a good timing on the Midas, right? 10-minute Midas on Ogre. So his gold's going to start building up pretty nicely.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, Midas has also been changed, so gold as well as the levels. If he gets a couple multis, you'll definitely see him skyrocket up there. And we do see that trade. Yeah.
I think, you know, if you are going to play the offlane Ogre, you know, you have to get the Midas.
Oh, hell yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah, it's just an absolute missed opportunity if you don't.
Yep.
White Mob found in the jungle. And TNC, they're fighting a few kills here and there now, really, with Geek Fam coming out. Again, all part of the Geek Fam plan. Just Raven keep farming.
This might be the only hero I think I'm actually okay with Midas on. Maybe. If I'm even okay with it.
Yeah.
Because I still hate this item, but on Ogre, it's, you know,
yeah, but if you've got an Ogre on the offlane,
exactly.
Like if it's an offlane Ogre, you know, you've already sort of gone in. You know, you have to go for the Midases.
I'm fine with it. It's either that or he goes auras, and you know what? I'm sure that these players also, like, these guys are having so much fun with each other because they're so familiar with each other. This game, they're both just trying to learn, get the gist of what the patch still is, and I mean, they literally were talking before, like, yo, let's play CS:GO together afterwards, you know. So, you know, they're having some fun. They're having some a good time with each other.
I mean, what is the item that you're putting on your shopping list after the Midas on an offlane ogre? You know, what do you use that great gold boost you can get from the multicast to try and speed up the timing of?
I mean,
did you still go back for the standard?
He might just be an aura tanky kind of frontliner. I'm not too sure what he's actually going to go for, because they do have the IO as well. So mech is probably off the table, definitely off the table. But pipe is still very valuable in this game. So is the Crimson Guard, even though it doesn't benefit at all from your multis or anything. It might just be what his job is, which is boring and lame. So hopefully he goes for like an Aghanims, because that'd be dope.
I mean, iBurst won't be... I mean, I guess both cores probably are expected to be picking up BKBs, both K and Raven. Yeah, Raven, in fact, just going for that standard safe build-up from the Luna with the Manta into the BKB.
Yep, I like that. I think that shows that he can only just show up and turn up to the fights as soon as he gets that, and they don't have to worry about like losing too much map control. They're also going for the Blink Dagger on K, so that good form of initiation. Well, they're gonna have like two forms of initiation with K and Cuckoo, because Cuckoo's also halfway towards that Blink too, so they should have enough damage to provide with the follow-up.
Top lane, Gabby and March. Let's see if they can find on Cuckoo here. If Cuckoo does decide to push out another wave.
Might
see
be
how scared they are.
to.
And he's going to show himself again on this wave. Now, a little hesitant to do so, though. I guess they don't have any vision down on this half of the map, so not really too sure of what may lay behind the Shaker. And at the same time, the rest of their team's looking for plays down on the bottom half. KP, Armel, Tim's in with the smoke. See what they can find. I mean, again, nobody else out here.
Yeah.
As Geek fam has sort of just swapped sides with them as they get in position to push onto the tier 2 bottom.
Yep.
They could get. They're gonna try for the wraparound though onto Raven.
They will actually find Raven here, and it's Armel right on top of him.
Let's see if they can blow him up. They got the sentry down. Swaps there from Whitemon. Gets him over to the side. Gabby's going to come in with a relocate. They're still chasing on to Raven. It's been dusted. They've got that vision. The cooldown comes into play. Raven will try and take it down the last few creeps with him. He's not even going to get any of them as Raven goes down. The long smoke wrap around from TNC playing out very nicely there, catching Raven before the rest of the team was found.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Very nice smoke move by TNC, and that makes sense to why they didn't make that aggressive move top, right? They were saving the relocate, saving Gabby to be able to find and join the battle with that 3-man smoke with the relocate. And also they did stack an Ancient too, so March, a double Ancient stack. Actually, oh, he missed the 1 stack. It was actually already doubled, so missed one, it would have been a triple. But they still do have that double at least, and their stack again. So a big farm going toward the side of Gabby. A good aggressive response.
Raven after that, he says, I'm not having any part of that again. I'm back to farming on my side of the map. Has to make sure at least he has the Manta done before he goes out once more. Has some sort of way to be a little more slippery. And TNC do find him.
Yeah, that he's still very fragile in this game versus the Tiny in particular, who has this Blink Dagger so early on. And also, again, they're going to be going for the Veil build. So we saw that the other day. Actually liked it quite a bit. Synergizes really well with this team, and I guess this is just the build that they... times it really helps your burst a lot. Like that triple avalanche damage when tossed being amped up by a Veil, pretty significant.
No, it's definitely always his most effective, right, in this period of the game where Armel is gonna get it complete before there's any BKBs, right?
Yes.
So so those minutes of game are going to be very important for TNC to try and use it to as much as they can and try and find Raven as frequently as possible. As mid. Zephyr, he's going to walk into a bit of a surprise. Does manage to get a couple of leaps off, and in fact, Armel falls short with the blink there. Didn't get the toss back.
Cuckoo has blink as well as Carl. This could be a huge fight for Geek Fam if they find the opportunity for the jump.
Let's see. It's Tier 1 going down. Whitemont. It's going to try for the swap in onto Gabby. They're going with the Dragon Tail stun as well. Con Embrace out the tear. They're healing Gabby up. The arm out jumps to the back lines. Toss Avalanche combo takes down Zephyr. The Eclipse coming out from Raven. The Fisher as well. Blocking off KP. Allows them to kill the Ogre. Now for the low ground. Gabby turns with the cooldown. Cuckoo. He's trapped in. He can't get out of his own Fisher. Cuckoo falls. The toss backs there onto Carl. They've got that extra control into the Blitz blast, slowing Carl down. One more bit of damage will do it, and there it is. Gabby finds the kill. TNC take the team fight and push Geek Fam all the way back. Oh, they're going to get it. Armel's in. The Avalanche toss forward. They take down Whitemon as well. Zephyr TPing in. Obviously nowhere near enough damage output from this Mirana to punish TNC at all for that aggressive play.
Beautiful fight there for them. I mean, Cuckoo on the sidelines, he fissures and tries to walk in, but gets slowed, and they need him to get a better jump in the game. He just wasn't able to get it off at all. We'll at least catch Tim's.
Yeah, was left behind there.
But yeah, big fight there.
Yeah, now they have the Veil. You know, that fight was done even without the Veil, complete on arm out. Now that extra bit of burst to allow the kills to come that easier for TNC when they do find the start of the fights.
Yeah, the Veil's done, the mech is done, and I believe the Hood is almost done on KP. Like I said, I'm pretty sure KP is just going to go the Auras this game because they're so good, and that is going to be the case. That's a very big fight to start them off for the next, because that was the Blink reveals from Geek Fam, and they got destroyed in the fight, so they need to have better positioning on Geek Fam in order to successfully have Cuckoo get off an Echo Slam. And right now, let me get TNC. They're seeing this DK bottom. They're already wanting to make a move. They also see Zephyr, and they see all of the heroes of Geek Fam too, with that ward that they have placed next to the Ancients.
Let's see who's going to be able to get the initiation. It's Geek Fam. As you say, TNC fully aware of how many
see everything. This ward, okay, they get the sentry down. Whitemon's gonna see it, and they're gonna be like, oh god, they see everything on us. Now they're probably gonna back away and be pretty afraid. Cuckoo's looking for a better positioning because they saw him completely, and they're gonna look for the rune. Cool spot on top.
Yeah, I know that there's nothing more to be found down bottom. It's Gabby. And once he has the BKB, again, their fight's only just getting stronger and stronger, TNC.
Yeah.
As Geek Fam again playing this game where they just need to buy time for Raven. Whitemon caught out by the toss back from Armel. Raven just needs to keep on hitting those creeps, get his BKB complete, and then he can seriously turn up to any of these 5-man fights that TNC are going for and not worry about getting deleted straight away.
Yeah. I'm definitely a little concerned on their like BKB piercing lockdowns and everything, right? Last game they had a Wyvern, they had a couple different ways to deal with the BKBs and control. This game they don't have really that much damage besides the Luna, who's going to be dishing out once Gabby does have this finished up. So definitely a little worried for Geek Fam in these next few moments if they don't slow down Gabby. Because if he gets BKB off in the fights, he'll just turn and run over everybody. Cuckoo, he shows himself really far bottom. They look a little afraid to commit onto him, though.
That blast really doing the damage. Whitemon's got to swap him away. Now Whitemon's put his own position in danger as the cooldown's out. It's been dusted. And yeah, Whitemon's got to fall for that one. So a little unfortunate that he had to give his life to save Cuckoo, which he does do. Cuckoo does live, and he's still going to hang around down here.
Yeah, it's still worth. I mean, it's... They maybe could have just killed. They could have just committed onto Cuckoo, like you know, we have bird's eye view. They don't know who else is behind. They didn't see anybody else. So good little save. But now tower's taken out, and that's Gabby's BKB done. And I'm not seeing great ways of dealing with this gyrocopter unless they just insta pop him with the great initiation and full lockdown. No further ways to control him during the BKB.
Yeah, even if Raven has his BKB done and then let the butterfly on top of it, chances either the sustain's going to be enough to keep him alive as effort. They've caught him. Armel again, 6-0 for this game on the Tiny, playing a perfect tempo, just finding all of the moves, all of the kills.
Yeah, I really like this Tiny pick.
Radiant's middle tower.
So Raven has his. I mean, Raven also has his BKB in his mantle, like we were mentioning, but there is solutions for him, right? They do have ways to deal with that BKB in particular on the side of TNC. Not just the curse, but they also just have a lot more just straight physical damage.
Let's see what I want to do with that BKB on Raven. If you are Geek fam, are you happy just trying to push this as late as possible, sort of just keeping it in a state where Raven can continue to farm without worrying about the game being lost?
I mean, the thing is that it's very even. The thing is that both drafts they're very even. It's the Tiny starts to fall behind, but the fact that this Ogre is going to be a monster in the game and he's going to severely out farm and out level your Earthshaker as it goes on, it's hard to really just determine it. He's got, I think, the full pipe finished up now too. So the thing is that he's going to have a lot of auras that I don't think Geek Fam is going to have throughout the entirety of the game. They don't have a mech or pipe carrier, while they're always going to have to be dealing with mech, pipe, and potentially Greaves coming out from TNC. So yeah, hard to dictate just to straight up who's going to actually have a long, stronger late game.
What the just happened?
Just starting to take the tier 2s here, TNC. I mean, they themselves have hardly lost any towers whatsoever. Just that tier 1 on the bottom lane that's gone down. And mid and top tier 1 still alive. Smoke up from Geek Fam. They're going to try and catch TNC from the backside here, potentially.
Okay. Yeah, the Blinks and the Blink BKB Carl, and then they have BKB and Manta Raven. Cuckoo shows himself mid, wanting to finish off that tier 1. We'll be able to get it. And the Moonlight Shadow, they did see that the Moonlight Shadow was just popped, so they should be prepared with a sentry down, and they are.
Yeah, March sitting on top of it. As Geek Fam come in, they're going to try and put the eye first. They go straight away in with the Dragon Talon to March, but March is able to tether away. BKB out from Raven, turns with Eclipse onto KP. KP will go down. They found the one of them. Can they catch anything else, though? Geek Fam trying to chase. Cuckoo comes forward. He's looking for March. March still with Gabby by his side. And also Tim's in the trees with a curse and an orchid at the ready. Zephyr finds him. Tim's trying to fly away, but K's on top of him with the Dragon Tail stun. Nothing can come out from this Wyvern. Geek Fam, they've found 2. Gabby and March and Armel trying to poke back the Avalanche. Not enough to finish off Whitemon. As Geek Fam, they get away with it. They kill off the 2 heroes. They lose nothing themselves.
Great Moonlight Shadow coming up. I feel like I thought TNC would be a little bit more prepared for that one, right? Like, they put the sentry down, but then they're just completely on the low ground. They saw Cuckoo blink into the high ground and kill the tier 1 mid, but got caught a bit off guard anyway from it. Raven was got a very good BKB timing off too. He was about to get Ava toss comboed. But big win for Geek Fam as they hold the BKB on the DK, hold the ulti on the DK, and hold the ulti on the Earthshaker. Relocate to top.
They're going to look for the easy kills. Zephyr, he's always been the one that loves to hunt. He's going to jump out with the 3 leaps. And those 3 leaps are actually going to get him away from all 4 of them. So not so easy this time round.
Little bit of a weird relocate. I feel like he could have just reload right on top of him instead of to the side. That was that was one of those where it's like, oh, he's gonna leap backwards, and then you're like, but you could have just done it right on him. So I do think they missed a small opportunity there, but they will be able to push out the top tower at least from that relocate.
Getting the big items now. Again, both carries going a similar route. Tanics what they're looking for, and they've both got the money or the actual Reaver itself picked up. So again, just a question of is Raven going to be able to do as much on the Luna this game as he did on the Morph last time round. Into the pit, TNC go. Taking down this Roche. Geek Fam, they do have their teamfight ults already, but it doesn't look like they're showing any indication of heading over as a 5-man. They're very split up across the map right now, farming jungle, farming everywhere, and not in a position to make any sort of moves to stop this, as it looks like TNC are going to get away with this Roche.
Yeah, and Tim's is even setting up down bottom. Looks like they might be aware of this, though, as Carl as well as Whitemon are positioned on the high ground. Roche will go down. Now they're going to be a little bit more afraid to actually go and pressure the bottom. Cliff was forced at least, though.
Let's see what kind of moves can make with the Aegis now and Gabby. As Gabby's going to want to go, but We are seeing the gold only a slight lead for Raven in comparison, but obviously the way that Raven's been farming out on his own, he's got a significant level advantage, level 18, nearly 9, whereas Gabby's still sat on the level 16.
Yeah. He's getting just a lot more, he's just alone all the time rather than just having a tethered target always. So, and actually, Zephyr, a little bit of mind lapse for me, but yeah, they actually have a Mirana, so they do have a good way to actually build those auras. So he at least will be able to have the mech to match the IO's mech for his team to amplify them up a bit. And here goes the smoke. I mean, TNC is very ready to fight. I still feel like they do have a bit of a better fight, just because they don't have BKB piercing disables on the side of Geek Fam, while TNC does. And it's just been tough for Cuckoo. He just keeps getting found. KP on the front line.
They're trying to go at one another. Magic missile out to KP. KP pops the dust. He's going to look to run down Whitemon, but Cuckoo blocks him off with the Fisher. Slide over with the full staff, though. Armel's able to get in still with the toss back, and they'll find the kill onto the Venge. So they can try and push for more. The mid creep wave has already been nuked down by Zephyr and K, so nothing to push quite yet. Still Raven taking up the space that he can find top. And that will be that he is going to have the full Satanic for this next fight. Basically done.
Ooh, Zephyr and Carl, they actually cut the mid-wave so they can't push forward for an attempt at the tier 2 there. They're now getting chased out by all of TNC. Zephyr looks like he's going to hide himself in the trees, and Carl will just keep himself out as well. Nice little move there. I mean, these little, messing with the creep waves actually saves yourself potentially a tower. Now they all back up. Maybe they're looking for a fight here now that Cuckoo has his own BKB to protect himself, as well as Raven's Satanic finished.
Mid.
Armel, they get the arrow.
Excellent setup there, but there's the swap. Right one trying to get it close to the curse being used onto Raven to protect Armel, and it'll work. Armel's still alive for now, but no, finally goes down. Cuckoo's able to come in, takes him out with the Enchanted Totem. Gabby looking for the turnaround, committing with the BKB, turning over towards Cuckoo. He's trying to chase down the Shake, but Cuckoo's able to duke him off. As Cuckoo hides in the trees, stays alive. Now TNC's got to be careful. The BKBs are running out. Arrows in onto Tim's, into the river. K's chasing for more, pops the BKB to ignore the homing missile. He'll get the touch onto KP as KP is slowed down, beamed out by Raven with his loosened beam. That's another fight. Geek Fam, they find 3. They don't lose anything themselves as TNC just a little all over the place.
They got the initiation. Perfect jump. They take Armel out pretty much before the fight even starts. And again, they saved the Echo Slam. Cuckoo is very tanky in the front line there. He just BKB'd and ran at the gyrocopter and tanked all of the damage from him. And once Gabby's BKB went down, he was very afraid. He had to back away instantly from all the damage that could come out. A little bit of a wasted curse, too, coming out from Tim's, just holding Raven in place. Just a perfect jump from Geek Fam again, a better opportunity. 6k gold lead, even though they're playing versus Aegis.
Just not able to get anything done with the Aegis that time.
No.
Whitemon still can try for another attempt. I mean, this seems to be sort of the tale of the story for TNC, as we saw in game 1. Like, they can find the pickoffs, but when it comes to the team fights, Geek Fam just seem to have that sort of better coordination when it actually does end up being a full 5-on-5.
Absolutely. And they're holding, the thing is that they're holding a lot of their ults too, which is really impressive. Like Cuckoo, he held his ulti because he has Imp Claw in the last fight. You saw how much damage Armel took.
It was a 1k crit.
Imp Claw. Yeah, it was a 1k. Something that was probably unexpected. And Cuckoo is matching. The thing is impressive, and this is why I hate Midas as an item, is Cuckoo is matching the farm as a Midas Ogre, who's getting multicast Midases.
That is true. Yeah,
and he's 2 levels higher than him. When Midas is supposed to give you 210 XP, right? So just this item just doesn't feel like it provides what you would want it to.
I mean, that is pretty crazy. I mean, has KP just been getting unlucky with the multicast on his Midas?
No, I've seen him get a couple.
He's got a couple. Okay. Because you're right.
It's not very good.
The kill involvements, you know what? KP has 8 assists. I mean, Cuckoo's got 2 kills, 5 assists. So he's been involved in, 7 kills compared to the 8? Sure, he got 2 of them as kills. But still, that is quite a significant amount creeps than KP has. 160 CS on the Shaker. But yeah, you're right. Yeah, the Midas falling behind.
That's how I felt the other day when I was playing the Ogre Midas too, man. When we were playing our Pog and I went Midas, I was just like, I'm lower level.
Insanely farmed.
Yeah, I was like, I'm lower level than almost everybody in the game because I feel like I'm using my minus to farm rather than just fighting all the time, which is what this patch is about. You want to be getting as much kill involvement as possible. And bottom, he actually jumps forward for the tower.
I mean, that was greedy. That was greedy. He wanted that tower hit, and he ended up being the one getting it.
Oh my!
Oh no!
Come on!
Oh no! He just wanted that tower CS. He was like, "I'm taking this," and TNC turned up. They said, "No, no, no, you're not, sir. Rest in peace."
And there you see that one. That's where you see the full combo with the Veil. You see how much damage it actually does from the Tiny. It's pretty unbelievable.
Just gone. Yeah.
Good old Cuckoo, you know. There's always one of those plays from Cuckoo in every game, I feel.
I mean, it's tempting. As we said, you know, he does so much damage with the Enchant's Totem. He felt pretty confident that he'd be able to take that tower out in a hit.
Yep. 10 seconds till he's up. Carl is looking ready. He wants to maybe potentially jump or maybe go for a deny. Oh my god. I love it.
Of course, again, we are going to see Gabby go down the rapier route.
Yeah, he needs damage. He has no damage right now, it feels like, actually, in the fights.
Yeah, this game, it feels... I mean, you're not up against, like, a Morph E-Blade, Wyvern, so, like, I feel it's harder for Geek Fam to, like, just focus down and blow Gabby up in these fights. Like, there's much more of a chance that TNC can keep it alive. You know, like, this time they have the Wyverns on top of the IO, so multiple saves. So I feel the risk is less this game.
Yeah, Mech, Pipe, Satanic, he has the Sliver. Like, he's got a lot more ways to protect him. The Scan... I believe that one was successful again, and Carl did actually pre-pop the dragon form in order to try to look for a jump.
Scanning.
I'm gonna go for just to relocate up towards top, push out this lane, but they will be returning, of course. Geek Fam are moving over through the jungle. See what they can find. They will see them head back in. Not able to do anything about it though. Wymon not quite close enough to try for a swap setup. And I said there wasn't an E-Blade in the game. I mean, but Raven's gone for it this game as the Luna. Looking to amp up the magical burst that his team can do. And I guess what, just try and blow up some of these backliners.
I guess so, yeah. He can also use the E-Blade on the target that gets cursed if he's in position for it as well, which is kind of nice. And he's got the cast range talent, so he does have that like,
so he
pretty far cast range. Yeah, it's 800 cast range on E-Blade, so that's probably, I guess, the biggest one that I'm seeing, and maybe you can just help the target that's getting focused. But yeah, other than that, it's just the burst. He should have like really long cast range, and if he goes for the Aghanims, it could be strong.
Yeah, and I guess, you know, now it's very scary for the Wyvern to ever cold embrace someone because they just get E-bladed and eclipsed and will almost certainly die. So definitely makes it so that Tim's has to be very careful with how he tries to offer up the cold embrace saves.
It's also a ton of Agi is the other thing. 40 Agi.
Oh yeah,
is pretty unbelievable.
Yeah, no doubt about it at all. It's, you know, not a buyout item whatsoever. It's just, you know, not necessarily the item that Luna would always go at.
Yeah, I wonder if maybe he was on Butterfly and then he saw that the rapier was locked again already, and he's like, you know what, I don't even want True Strike, or I don't want Evasion because he's like, I'll just go True Strike if I do. So maybe just adapt.
Yeah, that's definitely a factor for sure.
Combo of things, Cuckoo. Right? Oh, Cuckoo, he jumped down.
He put the Fisher down to block off Gabby from getting in though, and also get swapped to safety. So tries to hold them away, make sure that Geek Fam can finish the Roche, get the Aegis and the Cheese. Both of the moment being held by Raven. Raven being focused, the missile heading over. Rapier's going to be put together now from Gabby. He's committing with the Rapier. So he's locked the pieces together. And they get the curse. Is going to hold back K. See who they want to focus on to first. As K is going to jump across onto Gabby. Gabby, got to keep this man safe. They've got to protect this Rapier. Raven popping the Eclipse. It's not doing a whole lot though at all. Gabby just turns, takes the Aegis out of the hands of Raven, brings him down the once. Cuckoo dying to this Rapier damage. And Gabby is ready to turn over for Raven as well. Raven attempting to run. No BKB available. Still on cooldown. Raven goes down. They'll move over to the mid. Go over towards K. This time around here in game 2, the Rapier working exactly as TNC intended.
Oh Oh my god, and Cuckoo jumped the first jump. Yeah, look, they're all gonna tip Cuckoo. Like he just jumped into the front of Raven, or in front of Gabby, and just dies to right clicks. He got no. Did he echo slam in all this game? I feel like he hasn't got an echo slam off.
I don't think he has.
Oh my
I mean, this game's probably just over with the rapier damage.
It is.
They're just taking the CFOs, taking the H's. There's a buyback on K, but I think he knows even if he buys back, there's not a whole lot he can do to stop this rapier gyro. As TNC doing exactly what they were aiming for in game one, they were put to a stop by the morphling of Raven. This time around, it works perfectly for them. They hit this time, they get the rapier, and Geek fam, they just get destroyed in the team fight by Gabby at the end of it all. And that's all it takes. You stomp one fight like that.
Hey. Gang.